Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. This is Accounting Nightmare. Welcome Tag, welcome Alyosha. How are you all today? I was feeling pretty bad earlier, but I'm feeling quite a bit better now. Welcome King Brolly. Ooh, we started case 2 last time of the third game, Trials and Tribulations. Right, this is an interesting case. Yeah, so this game, just a reminder, I don't really remember much about this game. I have played it, but it was well over a decade ago. It was when it first came out on the DS in the West. So I don't actually remember who the culprit even is in a lot of these cases. So this will be a fun little journey as we re-experience the game together. Thanks, Tag. Also, thanks for streaming, Tag. I'm really enjoying your FF9 streams. Pretty cool. Oh, sorry to hear that, Alyosha. I hope things settle down for you soon. October 13, 9:36 AM. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 4. Alright, so first let's go through the court record and just kind of remind ourselves what's going on. Alright, this is the first court day. Alright, so we are defending this guy, Ron Delight, who apparently is a master thief called Mask the Mask, who stole Maya's, the sacred urn of Karine Village. Hey Sneegan, how are ya? But he's lost it now, and also his wife claims he's not actually the thief at all, so we're defending him in court. Yes, we're defending him for theft, not for murder. Quite different. This guy's an ace detective. He's kind of a jerk. Adrian Andrews was in charge of the exhibit that the urn was stolen from. Also, Larry exists as well. Yeah, so we're basically trying to figure out if this guy really is the master thief, and if he is, what did he do with the urn? Yeah, tons of evidence. See how we go in court. Oh, thanks, Alyosha. You get me over my intimidation of RPGs yet? Yeah, Tag. Yeah, you made me kind of want to just jump into an RPG and just not care if I'm missing stuff. Just go along for a fun ride. So I think I'll try that. Play some RPGs at some point. They do look fun. Right. Hey, Nick. What is it? Is something wrong? Nah, but did you see all the people here? It's crazy. Oh, so check out the Master Mask Glossy I bought. You bought this? Where? From the little tents in front of the courthouse. They have all sorts of things for sale. You know I'm a sucker for this kind of stuff. Mask the Mask publicity photo. A shot of Mask the Mask striking a pose. Come on, I'm guilty! Throw the book at me! Who's screaming like that? Oh, Mr. Wright, you made it. Yeah, I did. But it doesn't look like things are going to get any less ugly for you. Because I did it! I'm the criminal! Me! Oh, he's at it again. I sent the calling card to Lordly Taylor, I admit it! But you don't have the sacred urn, right? Well, that's true, but that doesn't mean that I didn't commit the crime. Normally when I say, of course you didn't, I'm being sarcastic. But you? Yikes. Anyway, I admit that I'm guilty. So make sure they give me a guilty verdict, please. Oh, there you are, Ronnie. Bonjour, sweetie. Oh, the Desi, honey. But bonjour! Well, actually, I don't really know why I should be speaking French to you at a time like this. Leave it all to me, Ronnie. I swear I'll protect you. How? Hey, Yemenian, welcome. Zavari, once again an elegant stream has revealed itself to me. Nice. I like that, it's good. Well, you see, Actually, the thief is, me. Can I tell you something, Nicky boy? I can guarantee that my Ronnie is innocent. If he's declared guilty, I'll be ever so cross with you. So why are you smiling when you say it? Well, if you'll excuse me, I've got some errands I need to take care of. Also, once again, I just love her earrings. Like, I wouldn't wear anything like that because I'm not super into motorcycles or cars, but I think they're cool earrings. FF9 was one of the first FF games you played blind. Ah, nice. Yeah, I'm really enjoying seeing it actually. I really like the characters in FF9 so far. They're a fun group of people. Well, you'll excuse me. I've got some errands I need to take care of. I'm counting on you, Nicky boy. Good luck! To be honest, I really don't know whether Ron is Master Mask or not. But there's only one thing I am sure of. He doesn't have the secret urn right now. Mr. Delight, it's time for you to enter the courtroom. For the time being, I guess I'll have to trust Zero. Well, we're after the truth, so we're going to find out if he's the thief or not, I suppose. They're apparently adding voice acting to the FF8 remaster. Oh, interesting. October 13, 10 AM, courtroom number 6. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delight. The defence is ready, Your Honour. New character. What about the prosecution? Are you prepared to? What a stupid question. Well, what did you say? Fine. Let me ask you then, Your Honour. Are you ready? Are you ready to pass judgment? What? No, I'm not. I will pass judgment after I hear arguments from both sides. Well, if you're not ready yourself, you shouldn't expect others to be. That's a rule to live by. Who are you? I am Godot, legendary prosecutor. I've never lost a case. They're all legendary prosecutors, aren't they? They're all undefeated. Right, so am I pronouncing that correctly? Godot? Ah! He's the one that Detective Atme was talking about. Yes, your reputation precedes you. What kind of cases have you dealt with so far? Ha! None. What did you say? I've never prosecuted a case before. There we go. Well, that's at least a twist. He's actually new. That's why he's undefeated. That's pretty good. Never? But you said you've never lost before. Exactly. I've never lost. I've never won before either. Quite arrogant for a beginner, aren't you? Even the mightiest of redwoods begin their lives as mere saplings. Yes, but a mask? In a court of law? Ha! Don't you know anything? No matter the man, we all wear masks. Either on our faces or over our hearts. Poetry. Hey, counting, welcome! Yep, it's Godot time. This guy is the real deal, alright, Nick. Why does it seem like all prosecutors are the real deal? So we finally meet Mr. Phoenix Trite. Nick, is he a friend of yours? No, I don't have any friends that call me Trite. Just who is this masked man? I've returned from the depths of hell to do battle with you. Well then, Prosecutor Gobbo? It's not Gobbo, it's Godot, Your Honour. In any case, please give your opening statement. Gobbo was... Is that from the play? I think that might be a reference to the play. Yeah, so Godot is a reference to the play Waiting for Godot, which I actually... I bought it and I've been reading it, actually. I'm halfway through. Hey, Chocolade, how are ya? Yeah, it's a pretty famous play apparently, so... Yeah, I thought it'd be fun to read it, to see all the references and stuff to it. It's pretty entertaining so far, actually, I like it. In any case, please give your opening statement. Opening statement? Those things are not fit for even dogs to consume. I have only one thing to say before we start. To you, Mr. Trite. But what is it? Are you familiar with the saying, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link? I wonder, how much you can withstand before you and your case break in two? He's an interesting person. Hey Croker, welcome. Well then, let's hear from the first witness. Gumshoe! Gummy! My name is... No one has asked for your name, witness. Oh. The important thing is what you know. That's all. Start talking. We're listening. Yes, sir. Alright, witness. First, let's hear about what you know about the thief that stole the urn. Yes, sir. Master Mask's crimes. Master Mask is a master thief that first started his crime spree 6 months ago. He's so confident that he sends his calling card before he even commits the crime. This was his 5th heist, and as usual, he sent a card on to Lordly Taylor. His pattern is to always go after only the most precious art pieces. That's why we're sure it was Master Mask, sir. It fits his MO to a T. So then the actual identity of this Master Mask is... But Mr. Godot, what are you... We're in the middle of a trial here, Mr. Godot. Blacker than a moonless night, hotter and more bitter than hell itself. That is coffee. I'm sure you can grant me at least this much, Your Honor. Oh, please, proceed. Very well. It's only coffee, after all. If I find Waiting for Godot interesting, you'd recommend the works of Tom Stoppard. Ah, okay. Nice, thanks, Counting. What? You can't be letting him slide this early in the trial. Proceed with your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. When he's only drinking coffee, he's not whipping people. Well, Nick, what are you going to do? As long as they haven't brought up Mr. Delight's identity, all we can do is show that it wasn't Master Mask who stole the urn. The only thing sliding here is the coffee cup. Master Mask is a master thief that first started his crime spree 6 months ago. Have you been involved in the investigation from the beginning? Yep, and nobody knows more about the thief than me, pal. It's true, I'm a Zvari, author on thieves. An author? He's written books about thieves? I think he probably meant to say authority. The fact that this guy can slip through even my fingers shows how good he is, pal. It's easy when those fingers happen to be butterfingers. Press harder. So nobody knows more about the thief than you, huh? You got it, pal. Except maybe for the thief's mum, that is. But isn't there someone who knows even more about him than the police? You don't mean Detective Zvari, do you? Who is this person? Zvari. He sounds German. His name is Look at Me, sir. I guess I shouldn't have made up such a silly name for him. What the heck? I guess he's not all that famous after all. Anyway, it's true that he did manage to retrieve the last item the thief stole. Oh, I see. It seems you're not the expert you claim to be. Aw, called out. The comic explanation for Godot's coffee. There's a bailiff just off camera with a coffee pot. That's fantastic. I like that. Oh, it looks like the thief is toying with me, even now. He's so confident that he sends his calling card before he even commits the crime. Have you seen all of these so-called calling cards? Of course I have. Except the person in charge of the treasure exhibit never brought their card to the police. So I didn't see this one until after the crime occurred. That's because Detective Atney stopped Miss Andrews from taking it to the police. Was the calling card that Lord Lee Taylor received authentic? Well, all the cards have one common identifying feature, but we're not releasing that information to the general public. But you're absolutely certain that this card is real? Gumshoe can't say it out loud, but I bet he's talking about Master Mask's emblem. I was wondering if he was just gonna give that up in court, considering there's just random people here. Mot is a French term meaning pithy or witty saying. Wait, what's mot from? The mask is a mot. Oh, I see. This was his 5th heist, and as usual, he sent a card on to Lord Lee Taylor. Gumshoe's saying his crime fits his MO to a T. Yup. Interesting. His 5th heist, and your 5th screw-up, huh? Objection, pal! That ain't fair. Maybe you could say I screwed up 4 times? But this last time wasn't my fault. I didn't know about the calling card this time. You of all people shouldn't be chuckling about this, Detective Gumshoe. I just want everyone here in the courtroom to know something. If you ever get a calling card from this guy, don't call some stupid private eye. Call your local police right away. Got me? Wow, it looks like he's really got it in for Detective Atney. His pattern is to always go after only the most precious art pieces. Art pieces? Like what, for example? Well, his first target was the famous Tear of Eminon. What's that? Some kind of especially salty teardrop? No, sir. It's a blue diamond. A single rare diamond. Next was the Crown of Bongora. You know, the thing you put on your head. After that was the Left Hand of Hades, and then the Portrait of Megina, sir. Detective Atney retrieved the Portrait of Megina and returned it to the museum. And the target of his 5th and last robbery was the Sacred Urn, right? But isn't it difficult for him to dispose of such famous art pieces? Well, we assume he must have some underworld connections. Somehow, Mr. Delight doesn't look like the type. Yeah, he's a little too sunny to be hanging out in the underworld. That's why we're sure it was Master Mask, sir. It fits his MO to a T. Nick, it definitely looks like it was Master Mask who stole the urn. But there's no real evidence either way as to whether Ron Delight is Master Mask. But... Also, the urn hasn't turned up yet, let alone in connection to Mr. Delight himself. So even though we know it was Master Mask that did it... Maybe for the time being I should try to show it wasn't Master Mask that did it. I didn't press that last one. Oop. What do you mean when you say it fits his MO to a T? I was thinking of asking the same thing myself. Show you where, Judge. Oh, I wish you would listen a little more closely, pal. First of all, there's the calling card. We're 100% certain it's authentic. Then there's the fact that he seemed to know all about the security system. And finally, his target was an art piece. These are all part of the thief's modus operandi. Hang on, it wasn't an art piece. The vase isn't an art piece. And so, since this robbery seems to fit all these conditions... That's right, it means that Master Mask is behind it. Supposedly priceless, but has no monetary value. Alright, so that it doesn't actually fit his style. I think we're going to present that. Objection! Can I ask you a little something, Detective Gumshoe? Just hearing the little in that question is making me nervous. You said that he always goes after the most precious art pieces, right? That's right, pal. But there's one problem. That's not what he did in this case. The supposedly priceless urn doesn't exactly rise to the level of precious art. But what do you mean? Nick? How can you say such a terrible thing? Aw. I'm sorry, Maya. You might want to cover your ears for this part. No, I meant from a financial point of view. I mean, it wouldn't fetch a good price. Well, Prosecutor Godot, what is the value of that urn? The appraisers I spoke to said they could detach a price to it. And I mean that in the worst sense. So in other words, it was not the kind of item that Master Mask would normally go after. Oh. If I understand you correctly, Mr. Wright, you're saying the theft of the secret urn was not the work of Master Mask. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Actually, all I did was point out the contradiction. The argument made itself, but... Well, first of all, we need to get this issue cleared up. Was this last robbery the work of Master Mask or not? What do you have to say about this, Mr. Godot? There's coffee here. It's my own special blend. I call it Godot number 107. Wait, how many blends does he have? I'm trying to decide whether to cut down on the acidity or the bitterness. That's the only thing I've got on my mind right now, Mr. Trite. What? If you're really a man, you should clean up your own mess. Sorry, but I don't get what you mean. If you're saying it wasn't Master Mask that stole the urn, then it must be someone imitating Master Mask's methods. A fake. A fake Damask? Fake Damask? That sounds so ridiculous. But I like it. Now, before I decide on my coffee, I believe some proof is in order, Mr. Trite. Proof that the person who appeared at Lordly Taylor that night was actually a fake. He doesn't point, he gestures his coffee cup at you. Since he came back from the depths of hell, you'd guess 666 blends. Very good. One thing you like is if you play these games in quick succession, you can see Nick becoming a sharper lawyer. That's cool. That is good. Though I don't approve of Mr. Godot's behaviour, his point is valid. Mr. Wright, we're waiting. Looks like I'm going to have to prove it. By saving my game. Alright. I need proof that the person at Lordly Taylor that night was in fact Fake Damask. A badge. What is this evidence supposed to prove? Ha! Well, it proves someone here is a fake, alright. It proves that this lawyer is a fake. Bam! What a punchline. These prosecutors sure know how to twist the knife. This is no time to be impressed. Think it over again. When he stole the urn, his photo was taken, right? Who knows? Maybe there's something on there that shows he's a fake. Is she talking about that photo we got from Atomy? Are you ready yet, Mr. Wright? I can imagine Godot's voice being a lot like Solid Snake's, like David Hayter's. I wish I could do that kind of voice, but I can't. Yeah, that's how he sounds in my head anyway. Alright, well let's take a look at that photo. Yeah. Guess that's why they gave us this, huh? So we can compare. Alright, does he have feathers in his hat? Let's check that. He does. It's like a little game of spot the difference. He doesn't have the thing around his neck though. Yeah, it doesn't have that clasp thing. Oh, so I guess we present the photo. Take that! The proof is right here. This looks like a photo taken by a security camera. But if you look closely, you'll notice something peculiar about it. Well then, why don't you go ahead and show us what it is? Go on, use this pointer and show us just what about this picture is so peculiar. It's the paint! It's right here, I think. Is that what was so peculiar? Ha! The place that you're pointing to is all wrong. But what do you mean? The only thing peculiar in this courtroom is on top of your head. Nick, are you going to let him get away with making fun of your hair? No. Yes. At least until I know he can't use his goggles to fry me or something. ProZD does a sort of Solid Snake-like voice in his playthrough. Nice. Yeah, I've forgotten what his objection voice clip sounds like, so I'll have to hear that again. But, well, anyway, there is a strange spot in this photo. Still haven't given up? What is it then? It's right here, of course. You mean Master Mask? I have here a piece of reference I would like the court to take a look at. Isn't that the publicity photo I bought this morning? The problem I have with the security camera photo is the brooch on Damask's chest. A breach? Here? Bailiff, get my steed! We need to retreat at once. What? What? A brooch, Your Honour. It's a sort of clasp for holding one's cape on. A clasp, huh? Ah, I see now. But the Master Mask in the security camera photo... Ah! He has no brooch! That brooch is the same as the emblem on Damask's calling card and serves as his symbol. But the thief that broke into Lordly Taylor wasn't wearing a brooch. In other words, this Master Mask is a fake! It's a fake! Judge on a steed sounds pretty amazing, yeah. Judge is a horse lover. I wonder if he has a horse, maybe. I've been fooled again! Oh, poor Gumshoe. The order! It's true. Undeniably true. Detective Gumshoe, how could you have overlooked this? I'm sorry, sir. I don't know how I... Another mug? Hey now. If you're gonna have a pity party, invite me too. Mr. Godot, you deserve some blame in this too. How could you have overlooked such a large brooch? Huh? The brooch you're talking about? Do you mean this? Ah! That's Master Mask's brooch. Where did you find it? Well, I've always had a good nose for evidence. I got it at the crime scene. It was hidden in the shadow of a big female Buddha statue. Buddha statue? You must mean the Amy Faye statue. Why didn't you tell me about that, sir? I always put evidence away in my pocket. After all, it's the safest place for crucial evidence. So I wasn't checked for fingerprints or anything, just... Yeah, I agree, Ayosha. The judge is really funny. This guy is one cool customer. It's a little early to be shaken up, isn't it, little lady? That friend of yours left pretty little hickeys on there too. Wait, what? Hickeys? Ah, there we go, fingerprints. Figuratively speaking, of course. I'm referring to Rondelite's fingerprints. What? What? The defendant's fingerprints are on the brooch? Oh, that's bad. Order! Order in the court! Mr. Godot, let's see that brooch. I've grown attached to my metallic girlfriend here. Take good care of her. It appears to have been torn off some clothing. There's a little bit of cloth left on the back. Obviously, there must have been a big struggle that night at the crime scene. Uh-oh. Phoenix, we have a problem. Damask's brooch. Found in the shadow of Amy Faye's statue. Looks like it was torn off of some clothing. Ha! You mess with Godot. And you get burned. He's been playing me like a violin. Well, Judge, I'm about ready to call my next witness. Huh? You're done with me? But I haven't proved anything yet. You've proven your own incompetence. That's good enough. That doesn't sound good at all. Oh. Poor Gumshoe. Does anyone treat him nicely? Anyone? Poor guy. Bailiff, bring the next witness into the courtroom. Finally time for the ace detective to make his appearance, huh? Oh god, not this guy. Oh god. Poor Gumshoe, you need to pow. Yeah. Phoenix probably treats him the best. Yeah, probably. Even Phoenix is kind of a jerk to him. Poor thing. 1 second is one drip of the coffee pot. Let's hurry it up. Shh! Silence! Now I see. It's all becoming clear. What's clear? Safari! The truth has once again been elegantly revealed to me. What we have here is a judge and a prosecutor. A coffee maniac at that. Am I correct? Well, yes, that's right. Ha, not bad. Not bad at all. You're the first person that's ever been able to penetrate my secret veil. What? You're holding a mug of coffee right now, buddy. It's not so secret. Well, Sir Prosecutor, let me introduce myself. My name is Look At Me, ace detective and rising star illuminating the heavens. Boy, these two make a perfect pair. They'd either be best friends, or they'd tear each other's heads off. I've heard that on the night of the crime, you were all alone on security detail. You have heard correctly. My specially made monocle is worth more than 100 Detective Gumshoes. If Detective Gumshoe was worth anything, that is. This guy sucks. Why is this guy all by himself, anyway? There must be some reason. I'm sure of it. Well then, tell us what this special monocle of yours witnessed. Wonder if Godot is being sarcastic. Ah, okay, probably. Kind of likes trolling people. Ah, okay. Yeah, I don't remember too much about how he acts in court. What I witnessed. It was approximately 1 o'clock in the morning, just after the date changed. That's when my nemesis, the infamous Master Mask, dancingly descended upon me. Just as I began to turn, the coward struck a fierce blow upon my noble head. Darkness swallowed me before I could land a single strike. When I awoke, he was gone. 30 minutes later, I used an emergency phone to notify the police. So you didn't get a clear look at the criminal? My specially made monocle never misses a thing. However, that is limited to things that fall within my own visual range. Of course. But of course, that's only natural. I fail to see why the witness seems so proud of his performance that evening. Well, Sir Old-Timer, let me explain. We are not speaking of any ordinary thief, but of the king of thieves, the great Master Mask, my arch-enemy. That is what my instincts and my years of experience tell me. Very well. Proceed with the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. It was approximately 1 o'clock in the morning, just after the date changed. So that would be 1 o'clock in the morning of the 12th, correct? That's an impressive deduction, Sir Lawyer. You were on security duty that night. Where exactly were you at the time? A penetrating question! I was in the basement warehouse, near the computer. Near the computer, huh? So then, you weren't trying to remain hidden, I take it. Up to this point, I have tried to remain concealed while waiting for the thief. Yeah, he said the same thing yesterday, too. Gumshoe also said that they've never spotted the thief at the crime scenes before. Precisely! That is precisely why I chose not to hide last night. I knew that by not concealing myself, I would be putting pressure on the thief. Looks like the thief was the one applying pressure. On your pigeony head, that is. In any case, that's when my nemesis, the infamous Master Mask, dancingly descended upon me. Dancingly descended? From where exactly? Well, from the entrance, I suppose. Where else? So in actuality, he neither danced nor descended. Someone please save me. So how is it that you didn't notice the thief? My eyes were looking for the thief's shadow while my ears listened for his footfalls. But even so, the dastardly criminal managed to sneak up on me. It can only be due to his subtly camouflaged cape and soft-soled shoes. I hereby W Ace Dunce. Ha! That's a better name for him. Just as I began to turn, the coward struck a fierce blow upon my noble head. Hey, Panicking, welcome. You didn't see the criminal's face when that happened? Well, that's the difficult part. How should I put it? I saw his mask. That's all that I can recall. That's not very solid as far as testimony goes. However, fortunately I had my third monocle, the security camera, at the ready. It captured his image perfectly. This should be sufficient, I believe. Well, as long as this photo is authentic, I don't see a problem here. Well, Mr. Godot, do you have a problem with the photo? Good. Then let's continue with the testimony. That is pretty funny. No worries, Panicking. Maybe he did it like a stealth game character. Crawled through a vent and descended down a rope, all without making a sound. Just walk around while hunched over and just stay in the dark. So the stay out of his vision cone and you're fine. Good. Let's continue with the testimony. Darkness swallowed me before I could land a single strike. When I awoke, he was gone. Attacked and knocked unconscious, and you weren't able to do a thing? That's certainly some very impressive detective work. Nick. Well, Sir Lawyer, have you ever been suddenly struck on the head? Yes, he has. Huh? Well, actually, yes. By a fire extinguisher. And what happened? I was knocked out. And you lost your memory too. You see, you have no right to look down on me then, do you? The only reason I didn't lose my memory was because I have more brains to begin with. He may have brains, but the wiring to the self-reflection part seems to be severed. In any case, that was how I was knocked senseless. And then... 30 minutes later, I used an emergency phone to notify the police. 30 minutes. About this 30 minutes... my silver cord was loosened and my soul fled to the golden halls of Elysium. As usual, I have no idea what this guy is saying. I think he's saying that he was out cold. So, what happened during these 30 minutes? No one can say, Your Honor. That span of time has truly vanished into the ether. Just what is he going on about? There's something suspicious about Detective Atme. Yeah, I agree. Desi, I'm trying to steal the urn, but I'm dummy thick, and the clap of my ass cheeks keeps attracting at me. Very good. How could he not have noticed when the thief came in? Also, he says he was knocked unconscious before he could fight back. But that can't be right. It contradicts the evidence. Yeah, how did the brooch come off if Luke didn't cause it to break off? Who caused it to break? Huh? Which piece? The real question is, why would he tell such an obvious lie? Objection! Mr. Atme, could you take a look at this with that special monocle of yours? Aha! This belongs to the criminal mastermind, my arch nemesis, Master Mask. It is, in point of fact, Master Mask's brooch. It was found on the floor of the basement warehouse. I wonder how that happened. Ha! Elementary, my dear lawyer. Obviously, it wasn't glued on well enough. Not quite. It clearly shows signs of having been ripped off a piece of clothing. Ripped off? Aha! We can only deduce that the thief struggled with someone that night. That's the only thing I can think of. And there's only one person that was in a position to have a struggle with the thief. The only person that was on security duty that night. You, Detective Atme! Arrgh! Yeah, I'm enjoying this soundtrack so far. Detective Atme, you must have fought with the thief that night. So, why did you lie in your testimony to the court? Witness, giving false testimony is a serious crime. Is it though? Is it though? No! Wait just a moment, Sir Old-Timer. Don't talk to me like I'm living in a nursing home. Yeah, you tell him, Judge. I just remembered, Your Honor. I was just confused because I've been dealing with so many cases lately. The true measure of a man is in the amount of work he does. That's what I always say. Nick, you can only handle one case at a time. Isn't that right? You talk too much. Witness, so are you now saying that you and the thief fought? Hold on. That's quite enough, Your Honor. Excuse me? Save the big questions for the testimony. That's one of my rules. Indeed, I understand. I, Luke Atme, agree completely. Fight with the thief. Every time a witness commits perjury, take a drink. Indeed, it's true that I looked away from the door for a brief moment. However, Luke Atme cannot be so easily discombobulated. Unfortunately, the thief grabbed a weapon from the side and rendered me senseless. A true gentleman fights only with his own fists, but they were not enough. His first blow struck true, BAM! And that's all she wrote. So in the end, you did catch a glimpse of Master Mask? Correct. It was during his third crime that he struck me from behind. It seems that my memory has become a tad jumbled, so to speak. Well, that's certainly understandable. I myself always get confused about which testimony goes with which case. That can't be good. Indeed, it's true that I looked away from the door for a brief moment. So why did you look away from the door anyway? In addition to the camera, I had prepared a variety of other sensors as well. The alarm on one of those had gone off, so I had to check the data. That's why I went to the computer. Elegantly, of course. So you were momentarily vulnerable when you were working on the computer? What should I do? Should I ask some more questions? I'll come back to this one. That's enough. Well, we know for sure that Atme looked away from the door. I think I should ask about something else now. Alright, so you looked away from the door, and then? However, Luke Atme cannot be so easily discombobulated. What does that mean? Discombobulated? Young people these days, they really irritate me. They allow perfectly good old words to die until everyone forgets what they mean. Sorry, but what exactly does it mean anyway? Now I've forgotten. What was I saying? Jeez, it's better than old people who forget what they were saying 5 seconds ago. Well, it looks like we've cleared that up. You can go on with your testimony. No. Unfortunately, the thief grabbed a weapon from the side and rendered me senseless. What was this weapon? What do you mean by a weapon from the side? Naturally, that thief had no idea that I, Luke Atme, was hiding in the area. No, you said you were not hiding. He grabbed the sword from the statue that was standing by the door to the warehouse. Sword? You mean the sword that was all twisted like a tree branch? Correct! Fortunately for me, the blade was not sharp. Okay, so he is talking about the Shichishito. So the thief armed himself with a sword. And what about yourself, witness? A true gentleman fights only with his own fists, but they were not enough. You had that much faith in your own fighting abilities? But of course! In college, I was the second in charge of the boxing club. I'm sorry if I failed to find that appropriately impressive. However, my opponent in the ring this time was my arch nemesis, Master Mask. This guy's a real piece of work. His first blow struck true, BAM! And that's all she wrote. I'm having fun voicing this guy, if you can't tell. Discombobulate is really fun to say, actually, isn't it? Can you tell us a little more about what happened? My opponent was both powerful and vicious. You might say he was powericious. Powericious? I assumed the Atme fighting stance, but all of a sudden, a sudden flash of light blinded me. That, of course, was checkmate. My opponent had bested me. Wait, flash of light? What do I do now? Should I ask more about this? Sure. Thanks, Alyosha. A relative of Red White. Yeah, it reminds me of Red White making up words. So what was this flash of light that blinded you? I was bathed in a golden light. that seemed to come from the statue of the woman. The statue of Amy Faye, I'm guessing. Well, that wasn't very much help at all. Well, what do you think, Nick? Well, there's one thing that I'm absolutely sure of now. Yeah? What is it? This Luke Atme guy. He's definitely hiding something. But why? I think I'm starting to figure out what really happened that night. And about the true nature of this detective. Next time I play a Mario game, use the Atme voice for Luigi. Now Luigi's all like, oh, Mario! He's not confident enough to sound like Luke. There's more to follow up on here as well. Let's ask about the computer. So did that computer belong to Lordly Taylor as well? Correct. Well, except for the program that manages the data. That was specially designed by me, Luke Atme. In that case, he could have easily manipulated the data. What's wrong, Sir Lawyer? So what, he's a programmer as well? Yeah, check out. Ask about the sensor this time. What kind of sensors are you talking about? There are other places in the basement that someone could enter and exit from. There are air conditioner ducts, sewer pipes, and a cat door as well. I hooked up heat detecting, infrared and ultraviolet sensors to each of them. That's a lot of hardware. Was it all yours? Lordly Taylor Department Store was kind enough to provide the monitoring hardware. Naturally, the security camera that took the photo belongs to them as well. In other words, he couldn't have rigged the equipment, huh? Has that cleared up any doubts you had about me, Sir Lawyer? A cat door. Why is there a cat door? Should have tossed in an idiot detector as well. Let's ask about his fighting style. I don't know if we'll get anything good from that though. What is this Atme fighting style? I'm sorry, but that's a trade secret. I really can't say any more. But I suppose I can tell you if I absolutely must. Yeah, he wants to brag about it. The main thing is to put your back to the wall. That way no one can get behind you. That's it? That's the Atme fighting style? Well, Mr. Wright, what about that testimony? So he claims he couldn't have been hit from behind if he's gonna do that, so... Of course it's important. We've learned a detective's secret technique, after all. Yes, indeed. I'll remember to use it if I ever take a walk alone late at night. Why the heck is he eyeballing me like that? It's creeping me out. Now then, witness. We'll go ahead and add that secret information to your official testimony. I put my back to the wall to fight, but the thief's blow landed upon my third eye. I'm sorry, what? Where is this third eye you're talking about? Oh, it's right between my right and left eyebrows. It's quite invisible to the unenlightened. You may call it the forehead if you like. Why didn't you just say that in the first place? Sir Lawyer, it looks like the creases in your own forehead are getting deeper. So Mr. Atme got hit on the forehead then? That's what he says. I've got a funny feeling about that. Actually, so do I. Well, what do you think, Nick? Alright, seen that dialogue. Okay. The thief's blow landed upon your forehead. Save my game. Alright. Do we have proof that he was hit from behind? This still says... This hasn't been updated to say to the front, so I guess this is just what we present. I'll just have a look around. Do. Bum, bum, bum. I guess it's just a... Yeah. Detective Atme, your testimony is crumbling like a house of cards. What fun this is, Sir Lawyer. It is truly a pleasure to cross swords with you. And now, once again, you have thrown down the gauntlet at my armoured feet. I believe this is what you said yesterday. No, the coward must have wormed his way in through somewhere besides the door. Then my arch-nemesis struck me on the head from behind with this gruesome item here. From behind, huh? But just now you testified that he struck you on the forehead. I hardly think you could forget where you were hit on the head. It seems I've made another mistake. Detective Atme, that's not the only strange part of your testimony. What do you mean by that? For example, the very fact that you hid the calling card from the police itself is strange. It's almost as if you were afraid they were going to help with security. Geniuses such as myself has always been misunderstood. How sad. That's wrong. Oh, wow. Objection. To err is human, to forgive divine. Humans aren't machines. They have souls, feelings. They live, they die, they love, they hate. And yes, they even make mistakes. Hey, hold on. It's not as pretty as that. Really? What is it like then? Always chase a riddle down to the end. That's one of my rules. Hey amigo, how are ya? My badge. Did Godot steal that quote for some movie intro? Probably. Probably. This is it. This might just be my chance to turn things around. Mr. Wright, what exactly is it that you are asserting? I'm saving my game. Very well, Your Honour. The defence asserts that... Oh, okay. No ace detective, Mr. Atme is a fake, or he is Master Mask. This is the one I'm thinking of, so I'm going to go with the other ones. Get all the dialogue we can. Let's try this one. The truth is, this witness is no ace detective at all. So then what exactly are you saying that I am? Well, an average detective? I hardly see the relevance of that. What are you doing, Nick? Weren't you going to go on the attack? I was planning on it, but it looks like I'm the one who got attacked instead. Think harder next time. Mr. Wright. Blah, 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 blah. This one is interesting too, though. This Mr. Atme is a fake. He's a fake. I'll try this one. I'm assuming this one's wrong, so... This witness isn't Luke Atme. He's a fake! So now it's not just Master Mask. You're saying I'm a fake too? An ace detective could never be as forgetful as this guy. Imposters like you are often suspicious of others as well. Really, this is too much. Next you'll be calling me a fake too. Alright, load. Bum, 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 Making mistakes isn't forgivable if you don't admit to them. Yeah, that's true. That's true. You've got to admit your mistakes to learn from them. The answer is simple. It's all clear to me now. Detective Luke Atmey's true identity is actually Master Mask. Yeah! Order! Order in the court! Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? There are too many unnatural parts to Mr. Atmey's story. He says he was hiding at the crime scenes, which is why no one ever saw him there. And then, in his last case, he manages to outperform Detective Gumshoe and the entire police force to miraculously retrieve the stolen treasure. That's because I analysed the crime scene data and made an exquisitely elegant deduction. I picked up clues that the police overlooked in order to arrive at a... Oh, please. The explanation is far simpler than that, Detective Atmey. The truth is that you are, in fact, Master Mask. Grr. But Mr. Wright, this photo, it clearly shows Master Mask. The security camera belongs to the Lordly Taylor department store. He shouldn't have been able to manipulate it. He didn't need to manipulate it. He gained access to the warehouse under the pretense of providing security. Then he simply dressed up as the thief and stole the urn. So, the ace detective is actually an ace thief. Is this true, witness? Uh-huh. Oh boy. The Mask's MO is pure genius! And so am I! Look at me! Ace detective! You're very clever to have come to such a conclusion. I am impressed, Sir Lawyer. What? Witness, you're admitting it? Nick, now's your chance. Yes, time to put the last nail in this guy's coffin. Detective Atmey, when you assume the thief's identity... Godot Blend 102, my personal favourite. Mr. Godot! The ace detective is actually an ace thief. I smell a best-selling novel. There's only one problem. It simply isn't true. But Mr. Godot, Mr. Wright has made some very strong points, and I will admit my opponent has woven a compelling narrative out of whole cloth. But it is, in fact, nothing more than a patchwork quilt, Mr. Trite. If this detective really is the thief, then show us the proof of your claim. Do we have proof? We shall find out. Is he an ace? I found you, Faker. Faker, I think you're the fake hedgehog around here. Yeah, that cutscene. I haven't even played that game, but that cutscene is, I know that one. But it had better be as hot, and as perfect as the coffee dripping down your face. How hot is that coffee? Did he just burn Phoenix everywhere on the face? Well, Mr. Wright, don't just stand there. This court would like to see this decisive proof you have. Quickly. Huh? Oh, yes, of course. But what's the big rush? Are you alright, Nick? Atmey looks pretty rattled right now. I'd like to finish this right now if I can. But can I really do it? The decisive evidence that proves Mr. Luke Atmey is in fact Master Mask. Is yet to be found. Proof? Of course I've got nothing. Ha! Just what I thought. A man has to hold his head up high no matter how bad things get, after all. Oh, I see. I thought perhaps you had some evidence to back up your assertion. This is no good. I've got to stay on the attack. I'll never get another chance to prove that this guy's a thief. Don't give up, Nick. Think harder and try again. It's no good. I'm just not ready yet. But are you going to just give up and let us lose this? So you've come to your senses, have you, Sir Lawyer? I can't think of a counterattack at all. It seems the cloud of suspicion surrounding this witness has lifted. Mr. Godot, if you have anything further to add, then... Who? Was I supposed to pick no? It seems like I've got progress here. Hey Shizzle, how are ya? Just gonna load. I want to see what happens if I try and present something. Phoenix has an invisible demon horn or something for the cup to be stuck to his forehead like that. As usual, the defense comes prepared, Your Honor. Very well then, let's see what you've got. Please present proof that Master Mask is actually Mr. Look at Me. Alright, what could we present? Let's have a look. It bothers me that this camera only went off once, because shouldn't I have taken more than one photo? Well, a photo of at least of him going in to get the urn, and then coming back out. I'll try this and see if it works. Here's your proof. What do you think, Mr. Godot? It looks to me like Mr. Trite is still a mite sleepy. Perhaps you'd like a big mug of my special Godot blend. Well? No thanks, I'm fine, really. Alright, so I think we are supposed to pick no. What do I do now? Another mistake like that and I'm through. Without some decisive evidence, I could be risking everything. Okay, yeah, so it does ask me again if I wanna... Alright, so I'm assuming we do have to pick no, and off we go. Get my health back. Maybe Mia's holding it there for laughs. Alright, that gave us progress, so let's see where this leads to. What did you miss? We're trying to prove that this guy is actually the thief, and that our client is innocent. Also, we met the new prosecutor, Godot. He loves coffee, and he threw coffee at us. Not very nice. Who are you? That doesn't really matter right now, does it? Mr. Light, what are you doing here? Nicky boy, the thing you've been looking for. I think I found it. You mean that bag? No, not the bag. What's in the bag? Well, it's been fixed. It says Amy now. Interesting. And it's got paint on it. Ew. That's the sacred urn. Nick, it's the urn. Order, order, order. You, madam. That urn. Where did you find it? You'll never believe it. It was in the office of Mr. Fancy Pants Ace Detective. Look at me. Oh, Desi, you're the best. Sacred urn updated. Found in the office of Look at Me. Has pink splotches all over it. Interesting. I was wondering if maybe it was a fake made to, like, replace the urn? So that he could, like, pretend he recovered it. But it looks like it's got cracks all over it, so... Why would it be fixed, though? Maybe he broke it again? Well, how do you explain that one, Mr. Atme? Even you are going to have a hard time weaseling out of this one. Ha, pathetic. Mr. Godot, do you have something you wish to say? Yes, Your Honor. It simply amazes me how quickly times change. In the old days, a man was to be taken at his word. It's truly sad. You're still denying that Mr. Atme was involved? Before casting aspersions at Detective Atme, consider the young lady here. Yeah, she's not a police officer, she just kind of showed up saying, hey, I totally found it at his office. Totally. Definitely. Yeah, they should make it say Mia. Just gonna drink some water. Your name is Desiree. Desiree Delight. Is that correct? Yes. What about it? Huh. How charming. The lengths that a woman is willing to go to save her husband is truly inspiring. What are you insinuating? As the wife of the criminal, you could have discovered that stolen urn anywhere. Including the office of the good detective here. So you found the urn. What does that prove? It certainly doesn't prove where the urn was before you found it. What? I just brought it here from the detective's office. Please, madam. This town is already filled to the brim with lies. Any more could only compound the tragedy we have been witness to. You're wrong. I would never do such a thing. Mr. Light. Please, Nicky boy, you've got to help me talk some sense into these people. There must be some way. I've got to prove that urn was actually in the Atme Detective Agency. Let's try fingerprints. I can prove where the urn was. By the fingerprints on it. Yeah, I agree, amigo. I agree. Fingerprints, eh? Oh, come now. Now, you're really making me laugh, sir lawyer. Fingerprints indeed. Yeah, he wears gloves, doesn't he? May I go on? Good. Now, it would be perfectly understandable if my fingerprints were on the urn. After all, it was I who was guarding the urn in the first place. In any case, I am always in the habit of wearing gloves, as you can see. So unfortunately, my fingerprints wouldn't be evidence of anything. What about it, Mr. Wright? This witness's fingerprints would mean nothing anyway. Nick, what are you going to do now? I've come too far to turn back now. Atme must have brought the urn back to his office yesterday. And there, I'm sure someone must have left their fingerprints on it. You! The defense proposes that the fingerprints of this person should be on the urn. The Amy Faye statue. Let me give you an important piece of advice. The one who keeps a cool head all the way until the game's end is the winner. Let me give you an even more important piece of advice, Mr. Wright. You are not going to win this game with that answer. Wow, even the judge is making cool, snappy remarks now. Does that mean I was wrong again? The urn was put in that bag and carried to the detective's office yesterday. That means the person I should be fingering is... the person who left their prints on the urn yesterday at the Atme Detective Agency. Do you really think there's someone that could fit the bill? I mean, it's definitely Phoenix. But, well, Mr. Wright, what have you decided to do? I want to see what the other things do. Forgive me, Your Honor. I've decided to think the whole thing over again. There must be some way. I can't prove anything! I can't prove anything yet. But Nick... Very well. It looks like that's all then. Exactly. And this urn is all the proof I need to make my case. What? You still don't get it, huh? Listen closely, Mr. Trite. This is the urn that Master Mask stole, right? Now the wife of the accused comes strolling in here with the very same urn, correct? Now, who would you think is the thief? No, that's wrong. That's not why I've got it. Nick, you can't let him do this. This isn't good. There has to be another way around this. Your Honor, please let me think it over one more time. Mr. Wright, it's high time that you learn your lesson. The courtroom is no place for poorly thought out or rash declarations. I have to be careful. You won't be so nice next time. He didn't actually give us a penalty. What does this one do? What's wrong? Isn't it your job to come up with something to say? Nick, come on. It should be easy to prove. After all, we checked out that bag, didn't we? You're right. I remember doing that. Whatever was in there, it was hard and round. And smooth, too. Yes, it must have been the urn. It must have. But I never actually saw it with my own eyes. Acme walked in just when I was about to have a look at it. So even if it was the urn in there, I can't testify that it was. Ah, you're right. Huh. It looks like I was wrong about you, Mr. Trite. In this town overflowing with lies, there's still a single flickering candle of truth. Nicky boy. Well, it's true that I never actually saw the urn, but maybe I can still testify about it from another angle. What about it, Mr. Wright? Have you given up yet? Now I load and get my health back, and we'll go for the right path. See ya, Kruger. Thanks for hanging out. Go for fingerprints. Mine! So what is all this fuss about fingerprints anyway? Mr. Atney, do you recall the events of yesterday? Hey Nick, come on, open it up. Hey, wait a minute. We can't just open his private property. Don't be such a fuddy-duddy. This is an important investigation. Well, what's in there? Hang on a sec. I'm taking it out now. Whatever it is, it feels kind of hard and smooth. Well, hello there! It's true that I didn't get a chance to look in the bag at that time, but I did touch what was inside. What? You touched it? And I remember it very well. It was smooth and hard. That was just... Your Honor, I'd like the court to examine the fingerprints on that urn. If my fingerprints are on there, then it proves that the urn was in Detective Atmey's office. Objection. Well, even if your fingerprints are on the urn, it still doesn't prove when they were put there, does it? Of course it does. What did you say? It's not what I say, but what Adrian Andrews, the person in charge of the exhibition, said. I polished it until it was just about glowing. I thought maybe I could make it look more valuable. Oh, that's a good thing to remember. If she polished it that much, she must have removed any and all fingerprints on it. And the only chance I had to get my fingerprints on it after that was yesterday at the Atmey Detective Agency. Ha! This blend. Godot Blend 107. I've decided it's a little too bitter after all. Oh, his visor's smoking. Order, order, order. I accept the defense's request. Bailiff, take this urn and... Wait a moment, Your Honor. There's no need for that. No need, you say? Precisely. I already know Mr. Wright's fingerprints are on the urn. Uh-oh. I think I see where this is going. Uh-oh. What are you saying? Yes, I've finally broken him down. Take a good look, everyone! Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself! Here I am! The tragic clown! This guy is nuttier than a fruitcake. You see, it was me all along! I am the one and only Master Mask! Oh, okay. I thought he was going to accuse us of being Master Mask. I hope you all enjoyed my little performance. Alright. That was easy. Well, Mr. Godot, what's Mr. Atmy's condition? He's still in the lobby, laughing insanely, Your Honor. I wish I could enjoy the joke as much as he seems to be. Well, looks like the matter has been settled. I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man. Besmirching him with the title of thief. Nick, you were right after all. Yeah, I guess Mr. Delight really wasn't the thief. The court finds the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight. Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah. You're wrong! Wrong, I tell you! I mean... Not exactly wrong so much, but actually not right is what I was really trying to say. Oh no, he's not. This can't be happening. The thief! The sneaky, odious thief who's been stealing all the treasures. It's me! I'm him! I'm the one you want. I'm the thief, I tell you! So do it! Pronounce me guilty, please! I don't know what kind of a kangaroo court you all think this is, but... The true identity of the thief has already been proven. Please hurry up and pass judge. What are you talking about? I already confessed. I'm the thief, I tell you. Yes, I think he's being blackmailed by someone to say this, I think. Mr. Godot, don't just stand there drinking coffee. Ha! Hey there, Mr. Thief. Yes, sir. If you're really a man, then clean up your own mess. I'm sorry, I'm afraid I just don't have any idea what you mean. If you are Master Mask, then prove it. That's what it means. Yes, sir, I'll be happy to. He says he'll be happy to, Nick. It's kinda cute. He's 100% committed to his fantasy. Good boy. Just remember one thing. A boy only gets one chance in his life to become a man. I know that. I won't fail, I swear. Okay then. Talk. We're all listening. Oh well. Let's all have a listen to this confession. Judge, you're the judge. You can just bring an end to this if you want. You can just do the verdict and... Yeah, he does a lot of talk about being a man and all that stuff. It kind of makes me a little uncomfortable. Master Mask's identity. The truth is, I've been Master Mask all along. I mean, you can't prove that I'm not actually Master Mask, can you? I don't have an alibi for the night the urn was stolen, after all. I donned my costume that night and dancingly descended upon the scene of the crime. Look, you can see right there in the photo. That's me. As for my brooch, I snagged it on the door handle and it got torn off, that's all. I don't like the direction this trial has taken. Oh, really counting? Oh dear. Ruh-roh. But this is how every trial goes. At least with me, anyway. Ha. You're doing great. Stop it, Mr. Godot. You're embarrassing me. Like I said, you're only going to get one chance to testify, alright? But if you make it through this with flying colours, I'll keep my promise too. I'll make sure you stay locked up in prison as the one and only true Master Mask. Thanks so much, Mr. Godot. I'll do my best. Alright, Mr. Wright. I'm afraid it's time for the cross-examination. truth is, I've been Master Mask all along. You may think you're the real Master Mask, but your wife thinks you're delusional. Maybe she is actually Master Mask and he's like trying to take the fall for her? I don't know. I don't actually remember how this turns out, but this is interesting. I haven't told Desi yet. About my true identity, I mean. Believe me, I've got my reasons. With the way your room is decked out, how could she not know about it? Even thieves have complicated family situations, I suppose. What should I do? It sounds like we're about to get sidetracked. Again. Press harder. So why are you withholding the truth from your wife? Well, first of all, I don't think she'd believe me anyway. And second, if there's one thing that Desi absolutely detests, it's criminals. If that's the case, then why did you ever start thieving to begin with? Well, Desi is crazy about shopping. She's a real shopaholic. But she's the love of my life, Your Honour. I guess you could say I'm a Desi-aholic. So you do have a complicated family situation after all. Alright, that's enough. Please continue with your testimony. I beg of you. That's a good way to put it, counting. Godot feels oddly realistic despite his mask and coffee obsession because he has decidedly human feeling flaws. The mask are the friends we made along the way. I mean, you can't prove that I'm not actually Master Mask, can you? I thought you were going to be the one to show us the proof. You know, that you're the real Master Mask and not just some kind of obsessed fanboy. Hey now, that's not fair. Why do I have to do all the hard work anyway? Maybe because you're the one making the outrageous claim, for a change. Come on, Nick. You know that Mr. Delight couldn't have committed the crime. You're the one with a fancy law degree. It's time to put it to work already. I need some kind of proof that Ron couldn't possibly be Master Mask. Well, I guess if you had that kind of proof, we wouldn't still be here, would we? For the time being, maybe I need to shift strategy. I should try to show that Mr. Delight couldn't have stolen the urn. Anyway, so I'm going to guess we're going to prove that he was at his job because he left his wallet there. I don't have an alibi for the night the urn was stolen after all. You've got no alibi? I've been a judge for a long time, and this is the first time I've ever heard a defendant brag about having no alibi. I thought he was going to say he didn't know what an alibi was. I was going to get real mad then. But I tell you, I was in Lordly Taylor that night. Oh, no. That's too vague, even for me. To be more precise, I was down in the basement warehouse. Hold on. What is it, Nick? Where was Ron Delight when the crime happened anyway? If we can prove he had an alibi after all, this case will be a piece of cake. Well, you're right, but... Ha! You think you can prove that? Wake up and smell the coffee. Well, I think maybe I can. Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence that shows the defendant has an alibi? No, I'll come back to that one. I want all the dialogue. Of course not, don't be ridiculous. Oh, I'm sorry! Say, what am I apologising for? You, witness, hurry up with your testimony already. I'm sorry. Why is it that I'm always the one that has to apologise to everyone in the end? I donned my costume that night and dancingly descended upon the scene of the crime. Dancingly descended? From where exactly? Well, from the entrance, I suppose. Where else? So in actuality, he neither danced nor descended. Someone save me. Again. I guess he thinks descended sounds more heroic or thief-like or something. Anyway, I was there at the crime scene, just like I said. Look, you can see right there in the photo. That's me. This is the photo that was taken by the security camera at the crime scene. No doubt about it. That's Master Mask. Yes, but don't forget there's something important missing. The real Master Mask has a big brooch on his chest. As for my brooch, I snagged it on the door handle when it got torn off, that's all. Yeah, we still haven't actually found out what happened to the brooch. You didn't notice it when your brooch was torn off? Huh? Well, I'm always a little nervous when I'm working. There's a bit of clothing left on the back side of the brooch. I don't think it could have been torn off that easily. Yes, but I don't see what that has to do with anything. Right now we're trying to prove that Mr. Delight isn't the thief, right? Yeah, I guess so. Let me hear that testimony one more time. Why does Mr. Delight want to be Master Mask so badly anyway? It's kind of disturbing. He doesn't seem like your typical attention whore to me. Wow, they use the word whore in this game. What? I mean, sure, it's attention whore, but still. Unlike, say, you, Nick. I am nothing of the sort, thank you very much. But I gotta admit, the way Ron is acting is kind of scary. Hey, Sanatukai, welcome. Anyway, time to poke some holes in that testimony of his. His costume has no rip. Yeah, we could, like, compare the thread on the brooch to see if it matches his costume. I'll try this alibi first. Because I think this is a good lead. Yeah, because he left his wallet at his job. Around 1 AM. We didn't end up getting a record here, so we can't actually prove he was there. Still though, maybe this is enough? Now you're seeing cinnamon rolls and getting hungry. Yeah. Now I'm getting hungry. I have evidence. I have the evidence. Or do you think I'm still some sort of third-rate rookie? Oh! I've never seen you this angry before. I'm not surprised. Anger is the last refuge of the pathetic. I thought I was more confident than angry. Well then, let's see this evidence already. Show to this court evidence that proves where your client was on the night of the crime. He was in my badge. Here's the evidence. Ha! It looks like I was right, Mr. Trite. The more pathetic a man is, the more likely he is to start pointing fingers. For some reason, the good prosecutor really wants to prove that I'm pathetic. That's because you are pathetic, and so is your evidence. Ouch! Burn! Oops, I guess that was wrong. Again. Uh-huh, I told you I didn't have an alibi. Gonna need some ice for that one. You know things are bad when you're getting burned by the judge. Evidence! Alright. See if this does the job. Mr. Delight, this wallet belongs to you, correct? Ah, yes, it does. I had lost it somewhere. Mr. Wright, when you find a wallet, you should report it to the police right away. No, you don't understand. This is an important piece of evidence. Evidence? Mr. Delight, when did you first notice that you lost your wallet? Let's see. I think it was on the night of the crime. But I know I still had it when Desi and I went out for dinner. This wallet was found at approximately 1 AM at KB Security Headquarters. What? Surely you're not serious? Yes, I am serious. This proves that Mr. Delight was, in fact, at KB Security that night. No! So if the defendant was at KB Security at 1 o'clock in the morning, then that proves that he has a watertight alibi. No! Furthermore, considering the distance between Lord the Tailor and KB Security, it would have taken 30 minutes to get there by car. According to Larry, anyway. Well, Mr. Godot, do you have anything to say? And stop drinking that coffee! Come on, Mr. Thief. Don't let this guy beat you. Tell him why he's wrong. You're the only one who calls me thief, Mr. Godot. Alright, I'll try. I'll do it. I will. He's really got Mr. Delight all worked up. Yeah, he's like a kid at his first day of school. Look, it's just ridiculous. Why would I have dropped my wallet at KB Security? Someone must have planted it there to make it look like I was there and not at the heist. Planted it there? He's really reaching now. Judges had to put up with being presented with the badge one too many times. Yeah. Can you present the wallet immediately instead of pressing? I hope so. I hope so. Mr. Delight, you probably dropped your wallet when you took it out to use this, didn't you? The keycard to KB Security's CEO's office. No! Huh. That was a pretty good try, Mr. Trite. Unfortunately, you've overlooked one small thing. What? Motive, of course. Why would this thief go to KB Security in the middle of the night anyway? He works there. Well, Mr. Wright, looks like you need some more evidence after all. What? This stupid kid. Now then, let's see your evidence. I mean, I thought he worked there. The evidence that shows why Mr. Delight went to KB Security at 1 AM that night. Do I have proof that he works there? Oh, hang on. Oh, right, he had a... Oh, that's right. Okay, he doesn't actually work there. Where did he get the card from, then? It was probably my badge, though. Here is your evidence. What is this supposed to mean, Mr. Wright? Huh? Well, don't you know? Mr. Wright, if you're a real man, you should clean up your own mess. Don't quote Godot. Don't quote him. Oh, for some reason, it bothers me more when he says it. Now then, let's see your evidence. Alright, I want to load. Load my game. Let me load. There you go. Alright. So I guess... But well, why does he have a card then? Anyway. Mr. Delight, I believe you've seen this before, correct? Oh, that's... What is it? A blackmail letter. That's what it looks like from the contents. But blackmail? Yes. Basically it says, bring $50,000. That certainly sounds like blackmail, alright. At the time of the theft, Mr. Delight was dealing with the blackmailer himself. In KB Security's CEO office, a full half an hour away from the scene of the crime. No. Just starts chugging. Order. So when the theft of the urn occurred, the defendant was at KB Security. Looks like the perfect case for the defense. You may see it as a perfect case, Judge, but to me... Well, let's just say that my Godot Blend 107 impresses me a lot more. What are you trying to say? You say the thief was being blackmailed by the CEO of a security company? But, did you actually investigate this CEO at all? Huh? Well, no, I guess not. Accusing a man of blackmail with no proof? I'm not sure what I think of that. I'm not sure what I think of that. At least I know what I think of you. Good point. I'm not sure what I think of it myself. I mean, we're not accusing anyone in particular. We don't know who said that. We're giving Ron an alibi, that's all. Add the badge sprite to Nero's coat. Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. How he talk while drinking. Good question. You claim that the defendant entered the CEO's office, but you will need at least one witness to corroborate your claim, Mr. Wright. Nick, I think we're going to have to track down the CEO guy. No, we don't have to track down the CEO at all. Oh no. We're not calling Larry, are we? What do you mean by that, Mr. Trite? There is someone else who can testify. This is the person who can testify that the keycard was used at 1 AM that night. Pearl. Ha, that's the first time one of your jokes actually made me truly laugh. Yay, he thought it was funny. I haven't actually made any jokes. Not intentionally, anyway. Well, perhaps you find it funny, but I failed to see any humour in it. The problem is the keycard that was in Ron's wallet. Somehow I need to prove that the card was used at 1 o'clock in the morning. Not sure when I saved, so I'm not going to bother loading a file. Age question mark. A prosecutor who is shrouded in mystery. He seems to know me somehow. Yeah. The butts. Who is this useless looking young man? You don't remember him, Your Honor? Not exactly. But just looking at this picture makes the bile start to rise in my throat. It looks like he doesn't remember the case from 2 years ago. He probably blocked out that memory on purpose. Anyway, this man was working as a guard at KB Security that night. Oh? The question at hand is this keycard. Yep, that's the keycard they use in the building I work. According to the serial number, this one is for the CEO's office. You need it to get into that room, and every time you use that card, it leaves a record. Yep, it tells you exactly who entered the room and when. Ah, no worries, Tag. That's fine. Thanks for showing it off. Yeah, there's been quite a few good thumbnails so far. I'm gonna have to pick one. As you can see, there's no need to investigate the CEO of KB Security. We should be able to discover the truth simply by analysing this keycard's data. Ah! Well, Mr. Godot, the name of the CEO of KB Security is Kane Bullard. I was unable to contact him directly, but I got the keycard data. Here. So what does it show? Each keycard has its own serial number, and they leave the detailed records of their use. According to this data, this card was used at 1 AM on the morning of the crime. Keycard updated. Found in Ron's wallet. Used on October 12th, the night of the crime, at 1 AM. What that means? It can't be Mr. Delight dressed as Master Mask in this photo. Ha. It looks like you're right. 2 minutes isn't even enough time to brew a good cup of joe. So then... Ron Delight was clearly in the office of KB Security's CEO at the time of the crime. The prosecutor's office is ready to admit that fact. But if you only need a card to swipe, couldn't someone have, taken his wallet? If you don't actually have an eyewitness, or you don't need like a eye scanner or thumbprint scanner, then someone else could have used the card, right? Right. Therefore, it's impossible for the defendant to be Master Mask. Good job! You did it, Nick! That's enough! I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man. Besmirching him with the title of thief. What's wrong, Your Honor? I'm ready to pass judgment. But before I do that, Did you have any further objections? No, Your Honor. Very well. Alright. The court finds the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight, not guilty! Never trust a cooperative prosecutor. Yeah, agreed. Court is now adjourned. October 13, 2:24 PM. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 4. Nick, you did it! You were right after all. Actually, I'm a little bit ashamed of myself. Nicky boy! Oh, Mr. Light. I knew you could do it. I believed in you all along, Nicky boy. I don't know how I can ever repay you. Aw, shucks. Thanks, Mr. Light. I just know I'm blushing. Congratulations, Mr. Nick! Oh, but pearls. I've got a bad feeling about this. Who is this woman? Oh, she's nobody. She's just, You're blushing! How dare you do this in front of Mystic Maya? You should be ashamed of yourself! Youch! She slapped me! Pearly? This woman is Mr. Sarah Delight. She's our client's wife. Mr. Nick! Yes? You're even worse than I thought. Going behind the back of your own client. Oh, just settle down, girl. Settle down. No, you've got it all wrong. I'll never forgive you. Oh, a double slap. Well, anyway, all's well that ends well, right? We got the sacred urn back and the thief has been caught. You're so right, and it's all thanks to Nicky boy here. But actually it was you, Mr. Light, that brought us our urn back. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Aw, please, you're embarrassing me. If we won the case, then why does this guy still look so glum? Oh, but I am the thief. Actually, what's the point now? What is it, honey? I did my best for you, Ronnie. I know that, and I appreciate it, Desi. But the thing is... Come on, give the kid some time. He's just got a little touch of the blues. You know about feeling blue, right, amigo? But Mr. Godot, what are you doing here? Oh, come on. I just came here to say thanks to my newest buddy. You, Mr. Trite. Maybe you should learn my name before you call me buddy. Well, playtime is over. Just want to point out how strange his character design is, with the visor. Looks like really futuristic. It reminds me of like Geordie's visor from Star Trek Next Gen. Well, playtime is over. Huh? Early this morning, the body of Cain Bullard was discovered. Cain Bullard? Where have I heard that name before? I was about to like ask why we hadn't seen this Cain Bullard, or they even named him, but uh-oh. Isn't that the name of the CEO of KB Security? Wait, but body? The estimated time of death was 1 AM on October 12th. 1 AM on October 12th? You don't mean... That's right, amigo. At the same time that a cheap little urn was being stolen. The CEO of KB Security was being murdered. So then, what are you doing here? Oh, come on. You figured it out already, haven't you, amigo? Or have you already forgotten about that piece of info I helped you out with today? Helped me out? What? On October 12th, at 1 o'clock in the morning, Ron Delight was in the CEO's office, the scene of the murder. After getting that blackmail letter, he must have been imbrued with utter rage. What are you saying? Imbrued with rage? Come on, don't tell me you didn't know. Ron Delight was once an employee of KB Security. Okay. He was a professional security guard. An employee of KB Security? Like, yeah, like, why did he have a key card? It looks like the alibi that saved him from being convicted as a thief is going to be the noose that gets him hanged. Kind of an anti-alibi. Alibi. No way. He can't be the thief because he was at the murder scene when the murder occurred. No, that's a lie. It can't be true. But I am a thief, I tell you. Rondelight, you're going back to prison again. This time the charge is much more serious. This time you'll be tried for murder. Yeah, it started off as not a murder case, and now it's a murder case. What? This is impossible. I'm looking forward to another exciting showdown, Mr. Trite. You and I aren't through with each other yet. Surely you won't back down from a challenge. You've never been a coward. Mr. Nick, is there something personal between you two? I've returned from the depths of hell to do battle with you. At least let me have some fun while I'm here. This guy, who the heck is he? He may be quiet, but he's the most dangerous enemy I've ever faced. Is he though? Well then, time to say goodbye to Mr. Delight. Nick, how could this be happening? Right in front of our very eyes, our client has been arrested for murder. And the one who established his presence at the scene was me. Yeah, Ronnie! Oh. Arrested for murder on the very same day he's declared innocent of larceny. What the heck's going to happen next? Yeah, I don't fully remember his backstory, so... I remember some of it, but it'll be fun kind of rediscovering who he is. What the heck's going to happen next? Well... kind of exploded in our face a little bit, didn't it? Well then. Yeah, the first day investigation went for like 3 hours or so I don't know if we have time for this investigation. Does anyone know if this one's shorter or if it's a big one? If it's a huge one, I should probably swap games and then do this another day. Let's drink some water. I guess we could always play some of it and then just save and quit partway through if we need to. It's pretty long, sorta. Okay. I'll take a break. I'll probably feed that cat. Hey, sweetie. She's staring at me. I'll feed her early because, well, it's nearly her dinner time. It's shorter, but still fairly long. Okay. Yeah, I'll take a quick break, get some more water and stuff, and I'll think about what I want to do. And I shall be back in 5-10 minutes. The cases in this game are long. Okay. Alright, I'll leave you with some music. And I shall be back. Alright, I'm back everyone. How are you all? Alright, so I had to think about it. And I think as I get further in the series and start playing games I haven't played before, and especially playing games that not many people have played, like the English translations of Investigations 2 and Greatest Detective 1, I think it's going to get harder to make sure I always have a good stopping point for these kinds of games if I want to end like at a chapter. So I think I might try just ending the stream whenever I feel like it's a good time to end. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue on, and we'll just get partway through the investigation. Then I'll end the stream when I need to go have dinner. And then we'll pick it up from there next time. Thanks, Joshua. Thanks, Tag. Yeah, so we'll just see how that goes. You know, we'll try that out. So we'll keep going for a bit. Probably won't get through all this, but maybe we can get through part of investigation. Let's say day 3. Yeah. The second investigation. Yeah, we'll just try it out, see how it feels. If it feels strange, then I can always change back next time. There we are, October 13, 3:02 PM. Wright & Co. Law Offices. You know, I'm glad we found the urn and all, but poor Mr. Delight got arrested again. Well, supposedly Mr. Delight was in the CEO's office when the murder occurred. No way, Jose! I don't buy it. But the one who proved that Mr. Delight was there was Mr. Nick himself, at least from what I can understand. Looks like you did too good of a job this time, Nick. Well, how about we get started looking into the KB security murder? I think I'm going to head back to Kurine Village for a little while, if that's alright. Sure, but why? I'm going to bring the sacred urn back and have some people take a look at it. Oh, that's a good idea. I think I'll go with... No, Mystic Maya, you should stay here. I want you two to spend some special quality time together, full of love and happiness. Aw, she's so sweet. Thanks. Yeah, we'll try it out and see how it goes. Especially because I don't know what kind of chapters and such are in the investigations games, if they have good chapter points, or... See how we go. Pearls is so caught up in her fantasy, she forgot there's a murder to solve. Sacred urn given to Pearls. Now remember, no fighting, okay? She's gone. Okay, Nick, time to get going on this murder investigation. But first, talk to Maya. So, what do we do now? Isn't it obvious? We should get out there and investigate the murder. Well, first, we need to find out exactly where KB Security is located. Hey, why don't we ask Miss Delight? She should know. Besides, I want to ask her some stuff about motorcycles. Motorcycles? You're not thinking of getting one, are you? I'm not the same little Maya who used to be happy with her dinky little bike, Nicky boy. Speaking of asking around, I've got a few questions of my own for Mr. Delight. Okay, well, let's make sure to go to the detention centre too. You must be relieved we got the sacred urn back, huh? You bet! But there's something a little different about it. Huh? Don't hurt me, it's pretty obvious, isn't it? I mean, take a look at this. It clearly says I am on the urn in the poster. But the urn we got back says Amy, like it always used to. Oh yeah, you're right. Plus, the vase has pink splotches on it now. I'm sure they weren't there before. Maya doesn't know, but 1 year ago, when the urn was broken, the repairer accidentally turned Mystic Amy's name into I am. And that repairer was one mechanically unskilled little Pearls. But still, I don't remember ever seeing pink splotches on it. Is it possible that urn is a fake? I'm sure Pearls will find out about that when she gets back to Kurine Village. Yeah, I suppose. Now that I think about it, Maya hasn't been back to Kurine Village in a long time. Hey, Tag! Don't worry, we just got started. We were talking to Maya. Pearls decided to go back to the Kurine Village with the urn to get it checked out. And Maya wanted to go with her, but Pearl said, no, you have to have a special, happy, fun time with... Yeah. She's still shipping Maya and Nick. In the future, we have law trials on motorcycles. That sounds fun. So, I guess people still go to Kurine Village to do their training, right? Yep. If you want to become a spirit medium, you need to undergo severe training. So why haven't you been training lately, Maya? Well... Lately I've been thinking of heading to a channeling dojo to do just that. A channeling dojo, huh? Sounds pretty serious, whatever that is. If you're going to train, you have to be serious. Otherwise, real tragedies can happen. Is what happened last year still bothering you? Oh. That murder in her village. It happened because the power of channeling was misused. When a medium uses the Karine technique, she temporarily loses her own will. So when an especially strong spirit is summoned, the spirit medium can get taken over and even forced to commit terrible crimes. What's worse, in those cases, the spirit medium has no memory of what happened. That murder. It wasn't your fault, Maya. You know that, don't you? I suppose not, but I guess I'm still a bit shaken up, that's all. It sounds like being the master of Karine is going to be a heavy responsibility. Oh, poor Maya. I mean, that's... yeah, like, it's understandable she's pretty upset about the whole thing. Charlie, a quite decorative plant. When she was alive, Mia really loved it. She even went so far as to make it our mascot. No matter how busy I get, I never forget to water this little fella. I'm not sure if there's any new dialogue here, but... old movie poster, Maya watched it. Check it out one of these days. Nothing new there. Pearls clean the desk, because Pearls is awesome. Giant building, Gatewater Hotel. Oh, nothing new here. Hey Maya, check out my badge. So you've still got that badge, I see. Huh? Well, I'm a lawyer, aren't I? Yeah, but I guess I just didn't think... oh yeah, that's right. We've seen this dialogue. Alright, I wonder what new stuff we can show her. Check this out. This was found on the floor of the basement warehouse. So does that mean Detective Atme put it there himself? That's the only explanation I can think of. I guess he wanted to make sure it looked like he'd struggled with the thief that night. So Detective Atme was Master Mask after all, huh? I guess so. After all, he did admit it. Yes, but Mr. Delight still hasn't changed his tune. He's still claiming that he's the real Master Mask. You don't think he's just saying that to avoid the murder charge, do you? I'm not sure. This was found in the building where the crime took place on the very night of the murder. And according to the time record on the keycard inside, yeah, it was used right around the time of the murder. Doesn't sound very good, huh? So Mr. Delight was being blackmailed, huh? By the CEO of the security company he used to work for. Yeah, it looks like it. Sounds like we still need to do some more poking around. You'd better watch yourself and not do anything naughty either, Nick. Was that a threat? Is she trying to blackmail me now? It's still bent, isn't it? Detective Atme said it got bent when the thief hit him on the head with it. Well, it looks like he ended up the bent one after he turned out to be the thief. He must have damaged the sword himself to back up his phony story. Yeah. I guess he really does have a brawny mind, huh? Brawny mind. Blackmail? You're pretty sure Maya could be bought off with a cheeseburger. Yeah. Agreed. So the Master Mask in this photo is Detective Atme in disguise, huh? It looks that way. Atme knew there was a security camera set up in the basement, so I'm guessing this photo was probably a part of his elaborate plan. According to this data, the thief showed up at the basement warehouse at 1 o'clock in the morning, right? Yeah, but remember, this data came from Atme. For all we know, he might have somehow tampered with it. But then, what about this photo? It's got the time on it too. Yeah, and the security camera belonged to Lordly Taylor. Atme couldn't have tampered with the photo's timestamp to show the wrong time. Why not? Eh. I guess that means this data is accurate after all. You know, even I didn't... Oh yeah, we're seeing this one. The statues from a branch family. So this was made by the real Master Mask, huh? Yep, Detective Gumshoe said it was the real thing. Yeah, seeing this. I'm glad we got the sacred urn back and all. So then how come you don't look any happier? Why should I? I don't know if it should say Amy or I am on it anymore. And now it's got big pink polka dots on it that weren't there before. Don't you think you're overreacting just a little? Overreacting? Nick, I can't believe you said that. I mean, it's like, I got it. It's like if I came in wearing polka dots on my acolyte costume every day and said, "Hi, Nick, I'm AM." Well, do you still think it's no big deal? I guess it would be, a real disaster? You see. Well, that's how I feel. What do you think about this? It seems like it has something to do with this case. But I'm not really sure. It's your Magatama, Maya. Alright, do we have any new dialogue here? Not very photogenic. And yet, I've walked around my whole life showing this face of mine to the world. I wonder if I've just been making a fool of myself with this silly face. Whoa, suddenly massive self-doubt. I was only joking, Nick. Don't make such a sad face. You're making me feel guilty. Let's just see that again from the start. You're not very photogenic, are you? Maybe I shouldn't show this picture to too many people. And yet, I've walked around my whole life, showing this face of mine to the world. I wonder if I've just been making a fool of myself with this silly face. I was only joking, Nick. Don't make such a sad face. You're making me feel guilty. If it wasn't for Mia, I wouldn't be the person I am today. Yeah, she told me you used to be really useless. We're seeing this dialogue. Really buckle down and get serious. Pearly. Yeah, seeing that? What about Pearl? Pearly sure is a good kid. Yeah, but she tends to let her imagination get the best of her, though. That's one of the things I like about her, silly. Slapping you the way she did. She's a tough one, alright. You're telling me. I think she knocked a few teeth loose. Pearls is only 9, but it's amazing how emotionally strong she is. After all, the only family she has left is her only cousin, Maya. Aww. So Detective Atney was Master Mask after all, huh? I guess so. Okay, we've seen this dialogue. Yeah. Gumshoe! Detective Gumshoe's on this case too, huh? I've seen this dialogue, I don't... Yeah, I think that's... Yeah, that's not new. This will probably be the same dialogue? Yeah. How about Desiree? That Desiree sure is cool. I love that whole motorcycle thing. The way she laughs in the face of death. I want to try it too. I thought you only knew how to ride a bike. Hey, don't forget, Nick, that it's an electric bike. Electric? So young and already so lazy. Whatever happened to good old exercise? We had seen that one before. She certainly seems grateful to you, Nick. Well, she was in a pretty tight spot during that terrible ordeal. Actually, I'm grateful to her too. Sounds like you're not telling me something. I'm going to take a good look at the case file next chance I get. Larry Butts. Oh, it's Larry. He's your old childhood friend, right? Yeah, I've known him since elementary school. Wow, that's even longer than I've known Pearly. You two must have lots of good memories together. I guess so. But I can hardly remember them. They've been erased by all the traumatic ones. Beautiful. Dun, 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 dun. Nick is having an existential crisis thanks to Maya. Yeah. Alright, about Godot. Say, Nick, what do you think that thing attached to his face is anyway? Don't ask me. Why not? You know him, don't you? I've never met that guy before in my life. And believe me, he's not exactly forgettable. Yeah, but at the trial today, he said... So we finally meet, Mr. Phoenix Trite. I've returned from the depths of hell to do battle with you. You're right about one thing. He sure acts like he knows me. Hey, Nick, I was just thinking, maybe you should try to stop making people you've never met before into your enemies. Trust me, I'd like to stop doing that too. My poor body can only take so much. Who is that guy anyway? And what's his story? I wonder if I'll ever find out. Nah, I'm sure we'll never find out who he is. Just an unsolved mystery. Alright. Where can we go? Oh boy, we can go to a lot of places. Let's start with talking to Ron, I reckon. That's a good place to start. Detention Center. Visitor's room. I already told you! It's not me! A sad, pitiful whine that tapers into silence. Sounds like they're interrogating Mr. Delight right now. Man, and we don't have enough time as it is. Yeah. Well, I guess the police are going crazy just like we are. Yesterday they thought he was just a thief, but now they've got a murder case on their hands. I guess you're right. That guard over there looks a bit on edge too. Come on, we'll just have to come back later. Okay, let's go check out some other place, Nick. Alright. Does he look on edge? Let's see. This guard monitors the visitor's room. It looks like he doesn't have much to do right now. He's making funny faces again. Bloody guards. Can't trust them to be serious. Alright. Well, we'll come back here later, I suppose. The Mask's hideout. Now, where else can we go? Alright, we've got the exhibition hall, the detective agency, and the hideout. Alright, let's start with the hideout. You bet the detention center guard is Nick's enemy as well. That guard is a comedian. The Shi'ar Empire caused that. Shi'ar. What's that a reference to? Not sure if I've heard that name before. Alright. Master Musk's hideout. Oh, Nicky boy! Maya! Miss Delight. All I wanted to do was help my dear Ronnie. Yeah, but I guess it ended up hurting his case. Don't say that, Nick! She doesn't need your help beating herself up. Hey, Nicky boy, please. Please help Ronnie. He's not a killer, I swear. My Ronnie wouldn't hurt a fly. Alright, I'll poke around and see what I can find out. Really? Are you serious? Oh, I'm so happy. I knew asking for your help was the right thing to do. I don't know what I can do to help anymore. I had no idea Miss Delight had such a vulnerable side. Bam, bam, bam. Now for the happy music. Listen carefully, Nicky boy. My Ronnie would never, ever kill anyone. It's just not in him. I don't think he would either, Nick. Yeah, but you have to admit he's got a bit of a temper to him. It's not that hard to imagine him just snapping and screaming, "Please die!" He would never say that. Anyway, Mr. Light, he might not be a killer, but he's still going around saying that he's a thief. I already told you, that's just a fantasy for him. Mr. Light, I hate to say it, but you're the one living in a fantasy world. What? How dare you say that to me, Nicky boy? I know everything about my Ronnie. We don't have any secrets between us. Ronnie isn't the thieving type. He's so honest that he wouldn't even sneak a nap. He's so honest that he wouldn't even steal a glance. A thief. The very idea. I guess I just don't get it. Huh? Get what? I just can't understand how they can be so different, and yet be such a happy couple. Yeah, they sure are different. Come on now, Nicky boy. It's not that mysterious, is it? It was love at first sight. For me, anyway. What? For you? Anyway, about Detective Atme. I hate these kinds of people more than anything. You mean Ace Detectives? No, I'm fine with Ace Detectives. Oh, so then you must mean thieves. No, they're alright too. I just hate thieves that pretend to be Ace Detectives. It's very specific. Oh, it's from X-Men? Ah, okay. It's still weird that people now know Phoenix well enough to ask for his defense in court. Seemed like just yesterday we were defending Larry. Yeah, Phoenix he gets quite famous, doesn't he? I mean, I guess defeating Manfred von Karma and cross-examining a parrot in court. That probably made the news, didn't it? Also defeating Edgeworth, who apparently is quite famous, and also them defending Edgeworth. Alright. There's nothing I hate more than cowardly men. By the way, why don't you go to Detective Atme's office anyway? Well, as the trial went on, I started to get more and more anxious. I went there to try and find out more about the real criminal. The real criminal? Yes. Obviously, the real Master Mask is not my Ronnie, right? Yeah? And Detective Atme knew more about Master Mask than anyone else. They mentioned him on the Great People Around Town segment on TV. So then, you went there to ask him some questions? That's right. I'll do whatever it takes to save my man. His secretary said the Ace Detective isn't in right now. But I forced my way past her and into his hideout. I wouldn't exactly call that office of his a hideout. That bag was sitting right there on top of the table. Oh yeah, we saw that bag there yesterday too. There's nothing lower than someone who would try to pin a crime on someone else. Legal idiot questions parrot in court. Mr. Light, do you know about KB Security? Don't be silly, of course I do. That's where my Ronnie works. So she thinks he still works there, huh? That's interesting. And yet, according to what we heard today... Come on, don't tell me you didn't know. Ron DeLight was once an employee of KB Security. He was a professional security guard. Ron quit. He doesn't work there anymore. Did he quit though, or was he fired? Maybe he's just too ashamed to tell her the truth? It looks like Mr. Light doesn't know. KB Security is only about 20 minutes away. By motorcycle, that is. Larry told me it takes 30 minutes by car. Well, I have to admit I tend to fly pretty fast on my bike. To make it to KB Security that fast, are you sure you aren't literally flying? Why don't I give you a ride sometime? Or better yet, how about now? No. I'll pass, thanks. Why don't you just tell us where it is and we'll go ourselves? What a scaredy cat you are, Nick. Mr. Light told us the location of KB Security. Okay, let's head over there right now, Nick. So was it really love at first sight when you first met Mr. Delight? Well, maybe not at first sight, but Ronnie saved my life. Saved your life? I was at work one day when 2 robbers suddenly rushed in. Well, I'm not the kind to just kill into a little ball in a corner, so I fought back. Robbers? Yes, they took me hostage. I was so frightened. That look on her face, it doesn't see what she's saying. They were both carrying these huge knives and, I broke down into tears. Yeah, I would too if I were in that situation. Oh, I think I get it. Did Mr. Delight come running to save you? Yes, exactly. I remember he looked so handsome in that guard uniform of his. He went right up to those 2 knife-wielding robbers and screamed in their faces. It's great. "Please, stop it!" he screamed. I could see the robbers' faces turn pale. That high-pitched shriek of his does have a surprisingly strong effect on people. Then, crying and swinging his arms like crazy, he attacked the two robbers. All by himself, he came to save me. A total stranger, all by himself. He was so scared that he was crying and shaking, but he still risked his life for me. Wow, that's a great story. Yes, he may not look it, but in a tough situation, there's no one better. That's why I fell in love with him like I did. That's so romantic. I'd fall in love too, I guess. Nick, I hope you'll do the same for me if I ever get taken hostage. With Maya, that possibility always seems to loom in the not-so-distant future. Well, I mean, that happened, and Ronnie used Shriek. It was highly effective. Ronnie used Screech. The enemy's defense harshly fell. Well, I don't know if we need to look around here again, but we might as well see if there's any new dialogue. It's Master Mask! There's a tape recorder hanging from his neck. Let me see that! Oh, that's right, we've seen this already. Ronnie used to say that a happy laugh is the lifeblood of a thief. Well, that certainly is a happy sounding laugh, alright. Yes, and laughing isn't as easy as it sounds. The harder you try, the more fake it sounds. Yeah, Mr. Delight really works hard at his craft, huh? Alright, so we've got new dialogue because she's here now. Torpedo. Alright, nothing new. Oh, I really want to find out where that torpedo came from. Fishbowl, alien helmet. Oh, that. Ronnie brought that home one day. He asked one of his friends from work if he could have it. It's a Space Ranger uniform. I've never seen Ronnie happier in his whole life. Oh man, now I want one too. I wonder if KB Security was in charge of security at the event from that old case. Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. Hot air balloon. Alright, that dialogue hasn't changed. The police took a look at all of that, you know. Really? Did they say anything? They said it wasn't important. Oh? Don't worry about it, Nicky boy. After all, my Ronnie is just an amateur. Amateur or not, this is cool. Knuckle Bomber, how cool is that? So Ron received a blackmail letter, huh? Do you think Mr. Light knows about this? Well, if she did, I don't think she would have been smiling like that. I wonder if we should tell her about it. I think it'd be smarter if we didn't. Oh, did she not see it in court? Bunch of books lying here. Bookmarks and notes. It was always Ronnie's dream to become a thief. Well, I guess you can chalk that one down as fulfilled. I wonder why Mr. Delight never talked to his wife about it. Yeah, well, I think she deserves some of the blame for not bringing it up either. Alright, well, I think we're down here. Okay, before we go to a new place, I want to check out the old places. See who's hanging around there. I'll try presenting the letter. Oh, okay, yeah, I'll go back and try that. I forgot to show her. I forgot to badge her. I've got to badge her. It's important. Acme Detective Agency. Whoa, this place is literally crawling with cops. What did you expect? Now that they know he was actually Master Mask, this must be incredibly embarrassing for them, don't you think? Yeah, I guess they're trying to make up for it by tearing the place apart. Hey, I just noticed. Gumshoe is nowhere to be seen. Well, here's a homicide detective. He's probably working on the murder case. But wasn't he in charge of the Master Mask investigation all the way up to yesterday? Well, a murder case is a lot more exciting, isn't it? It'd say something like, There's nothing like a good murder case, pal. Points for the quality of the impression. But I'm not sure Gumshoe has bloodlust, Maya. Don't know if there's anything new to look at here. Oh yeah, there's nothing here. Good. Hey, you guys! Eek! We're investigating this place, so keep your hands to yourselves. But boy, these policemen sure are a bunch of sourpusses. Well, Mr. Ace Detective did make complete and utter fools out of them. What's all this now? Move it along, the show's over. Oh, it doesn't look like they're gonna let us investigate. I guess we might as well call it a day for this place and go look somewhere else. Yeah, I appreciate that the game's like, nah, nothing here. Always must badge, yeah. Alright, let's badge you. Badge! Excuse me, but would you take a look at this? Oh, I'm sorry. I haven't the faintest idea. I guess I just don't get out enough. Oh. Alright, can we talk about the blackmail? Do you know about this? Oh, is that a letter addressed to my Ronnie? Sorry, but I hate it when people poke their noses into other people's business. It looks like Mr. Light doesn't know about it. Which means she has no idea that her husband was being blackmailed. That's interesting. Let's read that again. True identity revealed to the world. Red diamond. Red diamond. What were the other things that Master Mask stole? There was a blue diamond, not a red one. There was a painting that Luke at me brought back. I forgot what the other ones were. Alright, can I show you anything else? No. Ah, I know what that is. That's one of those key cards from Ronnie's company. Come to think of it, it's been a long time since I've seen one. That's probably because Ron doesn't work there anymore. So this is Master Mask, huh? I wonder what kind of a house he lives in. Who knows? Maybe it's exactly like this house. You're so funny sometimes, Nicky boy. What if I was a famous thief? I'd live in a great big gorgeous mansion. I'll be sure to tell that to your husband. Ron's wallet. That's Ronnie's wallet. It was found at KB Security on the night of the murder. Ronnie and I went out to dinner early that evening. I'm sure he had his wallet with him then. So it's true then. He must have dropped it at the crime scene. That's not good. Unspoken rules of Ace Attorney. 1. Every trial is a murder trial. 2. Everyone must be badged. Exactly. I have to badge people? I don't know if we have any new dialogue here. So, Nicky boy, you're a lawyer, huh? Well, yeah. How do you like it? I bet it's so exciting. Yeah, we've seen this dialogue. Do you know Godot? I don't like this man one bit. He's had it in for my Ronnie from the very beginning. It's his fault that Ronnie is under suspicion of committing murder. Plus, he lobbed a coffee grenade at me. Coffee grenade. You like that, Alyosha? Nice. Larry did it. He was at the crime scene too. Something smells, it's the butts. You look pretty silly wearing that mug on your head like a birthday hat. Oh, I know. We can get him back tomorrow by returning fire with a milk grenade. A milk grenade. Oh, this is the guy who delivered Ronnie's wallet. He's got some issues, doesn't he? Huh? Let's just say his flirting style is pretty obvious. Pretty stale too, actually. It's pretty sad when the only thing you remember about a man are his lame pickup lines. What's even more sad is said man probably believes in those like they're his lifelines. Looks like he blew it again, huh? Well, they must work on some people, because he does get girlfriends. They break up with him, but yeah. As long as I've got my motorcycle and my Ronnie, I'm happy. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, that plus a little excitement and a little shopping money. Then I'm happy. Now she's starting to sound a bit greedy. Don't you think, Nick? I'll never forgive this man. He tried to pin his own crimes on my Ronnie. I don't blame you. All criminals are the same. They're nothing but filthy, sneaking liars. I hate their guts. Oh, okay, I think I get it. And I think I can see why Ron didn't tell her how he was earning that money. But do we know... Do we know how he was earning money? Gumshoe! No, don't know Gumshoe? Okay. Tell me about Ron. I know he doesn't look it, but he can really get things done when he puts his mind to it. I think we've seen this dialogue. Pearl! Oh, this girl. I saw her slap Nicky Boy right across the face. Yeah, she did. Of all the ways she could remember Pearls by. Why? She's such a little cutie. If you could bring her by, I'd love to meet her. Sure, of course. Great. I can just tell I'm in for a reprise of the 100 hand slap. That's really amazing. A master at your age. Seen that dialogue. Alright, I think we've talked about everything here. Unless I show her every bit of evidence, but I doubt she has anything to say about any of it. Would there be something she has something to say about? Nah. Nah. Alright, I think we're done here. Alright, I'm gonna go check out the place. You know the place. Yeah. The exhibition hall. Lordly Taylor, main exhibition hall. The Treasures of Quran exhibit is all ruined now. Maya. I'm sorry, it's just so sad. This was our big chance for everyone to learn about spirit channeling. Maybe I can cheer her up somehow. Well, now that we've got the secret urn back, maybe they can reopen it. Really? Sure, maybe we can label it the Urn of Master Desires. That would probably attract a lot of attention. Whoa! 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 That's brilliant, Nick! We could clean up and be filthy rich! Woohoo! Wow, that was surprisingly easy. She wants the money! Money, money, money! It's the folding screen of Quran Sacred Writings. Can't do. Seen that. Alright, so this is where the urn was going to be. That's probably where the secret urn was going to be displayed. Yeah, I guess so. Oh, that's right, he wants to put his badge there. No, I don't think any of this is new. 108 ways to save money. I'm surprised we didn't see Adrian here, actually. Alright. Can we go to the basement? Yes, we can. Poor Larry must be sneezing ultra hard today. Yeah. See, Nick, just don't be a jerk. It's easy. Exactly. Maya needs that hamburger money. She wants to buy a hamburger franchise. Lordly Taylor, basement warehouse. Ah, here she is. Oh, it's you, Mr. Wright. Miss Andrews. What's she still hanging around down here for? So, how's it going? What about the sacred urn? The urn? Oh, that. It's been taken care of already. What do you mean, oh, that? Taken care of? Do you mean it's been found? Yes. It was brought in during the trial today. Wow, really? You really are the greatest, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright had nothing to do with it. It was Master Mask's wife that found it. Well, anyway, I'm so relieved. I just heard all about it on the news. So the detective was actually the thief all along. It looks that way right now. It's my fault. I'm the one who ended up hiring Damas to guard the treasures. Don't blame yourself. You were just doing your job. Hey, Nick, if she wants to apologise, you should let her. So, when was it that you hired Detective Atme again? About 20 days ago. And when was it that Master Mask's calling card arrived? That was about 10 days ago. So he sent a calling card to the very place he was hired to guard. I guess that's it then. Detective Atme must have really wanted the Sacred Urn after all. I guess so. Why does he send calling cards anyway? What? So Master Mask murdered someone as well? Well, that's how things look right now. Yes, but I thought that he was here stealing the urn at the time. Well, we're talking about a criminal mastermind, so anything is possible. Nick, let's get down to business already. On the night of the theft, did you notice anything suspicious about Detective Atme? No, I couldn't have. After all, he was hidden the entire time. I never even caught a glimpse of him. He claims that's the way he always operates. That's just what he says, so he can have an alibi when he commits the thefts himself. Yeah, he was caught in the crime scene photo, dressed up as Master Mask pretty well. How did he not know about the appraisal though? Yeah, that's a good point. I'm so glad that you got your Sacred Urn back. Yes, but there's still something that bothers me about it. What is it? I'm not exactly sure, but somehow the urn that came back seems different. Really? You wouldn't know anything about that, would you, Miss Andrews? No, I don't know anything. Well, why would I? Oh. I think she broke it and put it back together differently. Cyclops. Yeah, I think she broke it. What do you think this means, Nick? It means the person that holds a secret to the mystery of the Sacred Urn is our very own Miss Andrews. Oh dear. She's not having a good time, is she? This is the camera and computer that Detective Atme set up, huh? That's what he said. And yet he still let it take a picture of him. I guess he's not as smart as he pretends to be. The camera belonged to Lordly Taylor, so he knew he couldn't tamper with it. So then why would Master Mask, allow that to happen? It looks like a part of a big signboard. Oh, this is the same. Yeah, hamburger. Spaghetti. Nope, nope. God damn it, Maya. Now I want some spaghetti. That pathetic looking wooden box. That's the one she made. Detective Atme said that he got hit on the back of the head with this by the thief. But that was obviously a lie. Because it turned out that Atme was the real thief. It's still hard to believe. It looks like Adrian feels really bad about it. I'm going to take full responsibility and fix that sword myself. I know I don't look it, but I have complete confidence that I can fix it right up. I promise I'll fix it so you never knew it was bent in the first place. Aw. But please be gentle with it. Poor Adrian. Ladder, step ladder. Looks like the door to the actual storeroom. Big boxes. Yeah. Now this paint. So this paint ended up on the urn somehow. It looks to me like it's been dry for several days. There's something suspicious about this paint mark. The bottom left part of it is shaped oddly and it's shocking pink. Seen that already. So there's definitely something that happened here that we don't know about yet. Statue wasn't blah blah. Right next to the door. Alright, that's the same. And I think this is going to be the same dialogue too. Alright. Yes, definitely something weird that happened here that we don't know about yet. Or was it, maybe it was just Adrian who spilt paint and the paint got all over the box. Because there's paint on the box as well. And the urn got broken. Alright. Let's try this Cyclops. I don't know if we will have the evidence right away, but we can try. Also, badge. Wrong button. Badge. Okay, yeah, that's the same dialogue. Alright, what have you got to say about the brooch? I'm sorry I can't help more, but I'm so busy taking care of everything in front of me. I still haven't given up on the Treasures of Quran exhibit. Oh, Miss Andrews, I'm so happy to hear you say that. Looks like the treasure exhibit is the only thing she has on her mind. Alright. Detective Atme said he got hit on the back of the head. Okay, this is the same dialogue. Yeah. About the statue, do you know why it was moved? I thought the whole exhibit would be brightened up by something shiny and gold. That's why I went to the trouble of borrowing it from a branch family training hall. A gold statue is totally cool in my book. It arrived rather late, so I thought I wouldn't be able to put it on display. By the way, it looks like this statue was moved on the night of the theft. Do you know anything about that? Huh? No, it certainly wasn't me that moved it. Why is she so flustered all of a sudden? You've certainly changed since I last saw you 7 months ago. Really? Yes, you look like you've bulked up a little. Oh, that's right, I was seeing that. Do you know anything about Godot? Nope. Alright. I doubt you know anything about Larry. Nope. Alright. So Detective Atme was actually Master Mask. She really seems depressed. I can't say I blame her. She's the one who hired the fox to guard the hen house. Oh. Now I realise I should have called the police. As soon as I got that calling card from Master Mask, Yeah, I guess you should have. Well, now Detective Gumshoe has one more failure to add to his list. Oh? You mean he's not a very good detective? It's a good thing he's not here to hear us talking about him. Oh, poor Gumshoe. No one respects him. No one. She's such a cute little girl. I'm deeply in her debt for what she did 7 months ago. Her name is Pearl. She's training to be a spirit medium. Training at such a young age. That's very impressive. Well, as a fellow career woman, I salute her. Career woman, huh? I guess that's one way to look at spirit mediums, since they're all women. Miss Faye, I'd love to introduce you at the exhibit if you don't mind. Really? I'd be happy to do whatever I can to help. Oh, I have an idea. Maybe I could sing a song. The Master of Quran, or the Spirit Song, or perhaps Maya's theme. And what is Maya's theme? Did someone spill paint on the box before she broke it again? Yeah, because the paint... Maybe she... That sounds wonderful. I had no idea such songs actually existed. Well, they don't, yet. I was going to make Nick write them. Be serious. Why? She doesn't need to be serious. Alright, I don't know if there's anything else to show him. Just want to squeeze all the dialogue out of these characters as we can, because... Oh, let's see how we go. The in and out jingles are Maya's theme. In and out jingles. I haven't heard those actually, because I don't know if we have in and out here. I'm guessing they do a lot of burgers, do they? The Sacred Urn. Miss Andrews, do you know anything about the Sacred Urn? Do I know anything? I'm in charge of the entire treasure exhibit. The urn that was submitted before the court today. It's obviously not the same urn as before. Well, that's true. Maybe it isn't the same. It could be a fake. A fake? You're the one who said it wasn't the same. So that's the most obvious explanation. Do you have any evidence the urn that was submitted at the trial was genuine? Do I have evidence? My badge. Well, Miss Andrews? See, look, it was a fake after all. Huh? I mean, your evidence is fake too, as I expected. Oops, I guess this isn't going to help me much. So have I convinced you, or... Alright, evidence that it's genuine. I mean... Oh, we don't have the urn anymore. Do we have evidence that it's genuine? Alright, maybe we have to wait for Pearl to come back and she has proof that it's genuine. Yeah, maybe I don't know if I have this yet. Alright. I don't think I have enough evidence yet. I should investigate and gather some more clues before I try again. Can't believe Nick is going to put that poor lady through the ringer again. Yeah. Every time Adrian sees Phoenix, she should just go, ah, and just run away. In and Out is a burger place in your area. Their food is really great. Ah. I don't know what I feel like now. Burgers or spaghetti or... Maya is always serious. She is a disciple of Zote. Alright. Off to the CEO's office. A new place. KB Security, CEO's office. So I guess this is where it all went down, huh? The walls in here look thick, just like you'd expect in a CEO's office. What has that got to do with anything? Hey, it's you guys! Oh, it's Detective Gumshoe. Today was a real train wreck for you guys, huh? Sure was, pal. That prosecutor made real fools out of us. Yeah, I feel for you. Wow, that's not like you at all. I thought you'd be more like... Oh, that was great. You guys got what you deserve, pal. Ho 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 ho. Or something to that effect? Do I really sound like that to you, pal? Yeah, he doesn't do that. He doesn't make fun of us. Should you mention French toast again? No! I think we got some eggs in the fridge. I could have French toast. If the gumshoe fits... well, anyway. The point is, I can tell when someone puts their heart into their jobs. And I can sympathise when things don't go your way. Sometimes, I feel like wrong is the only way things go for us detectives. Wow, I had no idea Detective Gumshoe was such a nice guy. That's been obvious this whole time. Now, if this little love fest is over, maybe we can start investigating. Detective Gumshoe, tell us what you know about the murder. Okay, but the thing is, I'm really not supposed to. Hey, come on. What about how we put our hearts into our work? Things are really working against us right now, and we need help. Okay, I'll tell you. Just don't start crying on me, okay, pal? Okay, I won't cry on you, pal. The victim's name is Kane Bullard. He was the CEO of KB Security and a pretty big fella in his own right. His corpse was discovered at 9 o'clock this morning. His estimated time of death was 1 o'clock in the morning on October 12th. His body was found 9 o'clock this morning, yeah, so... Yeah, Godot knew about it. He was setting us up the whole time. Pasta sounds really great. Oh, yeah. Kinda want some pasta. Cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head. Probably an object in this room. It happened at exactly the same time that Master Mask was stealing the urn, huh? Autopsy report. Kane's autopsy report. Time of death 10:12 at 1 AM. Cause cerebral hemorrhaging. hemorrhaging from blunt trauma to the head. So why did it take almost an entire day to discover the body? There's a good explanation for that one. Bullard's body was stashed away inside that safe. Safe? Well, it is pretty big. Nobody had heard from him, and when they opened the safe this morning, out he came. Oh, so the body fell out. That white string must be the shape from when he fell out. I think we still need some more information about Mr. Billiard. Maybe you could start by getting the man's name right. A blunt object, eh? Yeah, Like maybe an urn? But it was only being stolen when... So, what happened to Master Mask? He's at the detention center, screaming like a madman. Investigate me again, he keeps yelling. Ah, no, I didn't mean him. He's not the real thief anyway, right? Oh, you mean that detective at me? Oh, that was great. That guy got what he deserved. Now that's the detective I know and love. Think about it. Atme was always around when a calling card showed up, but he always mysteriously disappeared when the heist took place. I was hiding at the crime scene. Yeah, right. That's the lamest thing I've ever heard. That's how you just knew he was the thief. That would explain how he was able to retrieve the stolen item he keeps bragging about. Yeah, he just did that to make himself look like a great detective, that's all. Oops. But there's this one thing I can't figure out about his first heist. His first heist? Yeah, the Tear of Eminon case. There was a witness on that one. A witness? Here, I saved the newspaper clipping. Since the thief is already under arrest, you guys can keep it. Hey, this guard here. Haven't I seen him somewhere before? Uh-oh, it's not Larry, is it? Stolen, the gem and the thief. The precious gem, the Tear of Eminon, priceless, and we can't see the rest. It's pretty small, so it's kind of hard to see, but now that she mentions it... Newspaper clipping added to the court record. An article on Master Mask's first heist. Or a statue sword that is suspiciously bent. Yeah. Maybe the murder weapon is my badge. Alright, I'm just going to look around before I finish talking to him, so I don't want him to leave. This must be the CEO's desk. It's a lot simpler than I would have thought. Hey, that looks like a super soft chair. Let me try it out, just for a second. Oh, nice. I feel just like a CEO. Hey you, whip me up a cup of some really expensive import tea and some scones. Move it. Ah, this is the life. The victim sat in that chair just before he was brutally killed, you know. They are an entertaining pair. I love how you get different dialogue depending on if someone's currently here in the room. Like they kind of chime in on things. That's pretty cool. Oh, there's a button here. Let's see. Hey, cut it out! Don't press that! That was pretty funny. I never knew Detective Gumshoe could jump like that. What is that button anyway? It's an emergency buzzer. It says it right there on the panel. Oops, you're right. It's written right there. Nick, how many times have I told you to read the instructions first? This alarm's connected to the basement guard room. The basement guard room. It's used to summon security up here. Uh-oh. Really? Then it's possible on the night of the crime. Oh, so when the CEO was attacked, do you think that maybe he pressed the buzzer? Yeah, I thought about that, so I asked around down there. But they said that the buzzer never went off that night. Also, we couldn't find any fingerprints on the buzzer. Mr. Bullard, the victim, wasn't wearing any gloves, by the way, just so you know. I think we'd better go and talk to that guard about this emergency buzzer. CEO office buzzer, connected to the basement security guard office. There are no fingerprints on it. Well, I'm sure there are now, because Maya pressed it. Bum, 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 bum. Basement, would it not be on the first floor? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why they would have it in the basement. Yeah. Wow, look at that huge framed photo. Tall mountains rising majestically against a dark and cloudy sky. Nice poetry. There's a title written at the bottom of the photo. The greatest sunrise of my life. This is it? This was his best sunrise? Either this guy didn't get out enough or he had really rotten luck with the weather. Maybe if he had lived a little longer, he would have seen some better days. Wow, just making fun of his painting, jeez. These look like some kind of bookshelf rolling cabinet hybrid. I can't get in between these two shelves. Don't strain yourself trying. It looks like the shelves are controlled by a special panel. So I guess it's one shelf at a time, huh? Looks like they're filled with bunches of files. Yeah, files filled with data about security jobs they were hired to handle. It'd be a good night's reading, if you've got insomnia. I was hoping for something a little bit more exciting, like UFOs or something. Capcom and their basements. They have a lot of basements in other games, do they? Ew, think about it. A dead guy was laying in here all night. Yeah. Oh, by the way, don't bother asking about fingerprints. There were none. Well, somebody opened this safe on the night of the crime, right? Yeah, and so? Well, if Mr. Bullard's body was hidden in here, it must mean that it was opened by either the killer or the victim, right? Yeah, I guess so. I got some bad news for you, pal. Are you ready? Okay, shoot. Opening this baby is no piece of cake. There are only a few people who know how to open this safe, pal. Yeah, and? Everyone that knows how to open this safe had airtight alibis. I checked. Everyone except one, that is. I'm almost afraid to ask. Former security chief, Ron Delight. What? Ron Delight? He was a security chief? Ron. So he knew how to open the safe, huh? Yeah. Sorry for running a parade there, pal. This rope. You think it fell out of the safe when it was opened? I don't think so. So, you mean... Yeah, I think this string shows where and how the corpse was lying. You mean... The victim, he was killed by being crushed by the safe door? She can't be serious, can she? I think she is. Capcom is known for their basements? Ah, okay. Check out this big, thick binder here. Leave the heavy lifting to me, Nick. Reading a file isn't exactly back-breaking work. Just a little hard on the eyes. Ah! What did you find out, Nick? This file. It's not about any sort of security operations or anything. This huge file is all about Master Mask. It's filled with info on him. What? What kind of info? It's filled with incredibly detailed information about his methods and the crime scenes. Huh? Hey Nick, look at the last page. It's a list. Let's see. Tier of Eminon, $100,000. This looks like a list of all the treasures that Master Mask stole. So then $100,000 is the value of the stolen item? I don't know. That number sounds kind of low to me. I think I'd better secretly make a copy of this list. Kane's list, found on a table at the crime scene. Can I look at that? Aha! Tier of Eminon, Jewel, 100,000. Crown of Bongora, Artifact, 150,000. Left Hand of Hades, Sculpture, 240,000. Portrait of Magina, Painting, 500,000. Okay. So I was wondering if there was a red jewel here anywhere, but it doesn't look like it. Because the Tear of Eminon was blue. And the blackmail letter mentions a red jewel. Yeah, red diamond. Interesting. Anyway. God, Gumshoe's theme is so good. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright, hey Gumshoe. Check out my badge. Here, take a look at my attorney's badge. Are you still showing that cheap little thing off? The real man keeps his mouth shut and carries a suave police badge, pal. Finish talking to him. Oh, that prosecutor. I really don't like that guy. The way he used their own evidence to do that to Mr. Delight. Yeah, I think he did it that way just because he knew it'd hurt more. That's what my gut tells me anyway. So who is that Java-addicted masked maniac anyway? Prosecutor Godot? Godot? He's quite the enigma, huh? The thing is, pal, I never even heard of the guy before. He just showed up one day at the prosecutor's office. Came out of nowhere. That's right, he said this was his first case as a prosecutor. And it's true, according to the records anyway. But no way he's an amateur. He's an Iceman in court. A maverick that gave me goosebumps. Goosebumps? You? Yeah. I knew something was off about him, so I asked around. Nobody would talk to me. They all just turned the other way. Poor Detective Gumshoe. I had no idea you were so unpopular. No, that's not what I meant. That Godot guy acts like he knows me and has a grudge against me. I get the feeling he's hiding some kind of dark secret. Man. Again with the real man stuff. Yeah, there's some strange writing in this particular one of the trilogy. Seems to be going pretty hard on that kind of stuff, doesn't it? If only Edgeworth were around, we could just go and ask him. But he's travelling at the moment. Now, what can we show you, Gumshoe? Show the list? So about this. Huh? What's that? Hey, wait a minute, Maya. What's wrong? We copied that data without permission. Don't show it to him. He might get mad at us. So, what are you two whispering about? Oh, it's nothing. It's just my billfold. What's a billfold? That's a pretty thick billfold you got there, pal. Now I really want you to show it to me. Detective Gumshoe, about this right here. Sorry, it's hard to believe, but there's a limit to how much my brain can hold. I got 2 ears and 2 eyes, but I only got 1 brain. I can see your eyes and the ears, but the jury is still out on the brain thing. God, Phoenix, stop. Hey Nick, if you have something to say, just come out and say it. Yeah. This was his first heist, and I guess I underestimated him. I was sure I was going to get him, so I was careless and lost the info on the witness. Wow. That's a pretty big mistake. By a witness, do you mean the guard in this photo? Yeah, he and the detective worked together to try catching Master Mask. But he got away anyway, huh? That guard. I got the weird feeling that I've seen him around lately. Oh god, it's Larry! Billfold. A wallet, typically made of leather. Ah, okay. Yeah, okay, thanks, Alyosha. Yeah, we definitely don't use that word around here. That line about being a Java addict reminds you of that line from Trigun. That droopy-eyed, cocky, upside-down-haired, woman-chasing lunatic who's nuts for donuts and gorgeous and like a starved hog in heat. Yeah, that's a pretty funny line. Alright. Don't know if he'll tell us any more about that. Nah. Bum, bing. Bing, 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 bing. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. How much should I try showing to him? T-card. This is proof that Ron Delight was here at the crime scene when the murder happened. His wallet and his keycard, huh? I think we need to ask Mr. Delight some more about those two things. Yeah, as soon as they let us. Blackmail letter. About this blackmail letter. Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about it too, pal. Why would Kane Bullard have been blackmailing Ron Delight anyway? Well, Mr. Delight used to work at KB Security, right? But what was it that made him quit? Nick, that's it! Maybe that's the same reason he's being blackmailed. Well, I'm in the middle of investigating that right now. Oh, alright. So Detective Atme wasn't hit in the back of the head after all? That's right, because he was the real thief. He wanted it to look like he was knocked out. So he bent it on purpose. I'd stake my reputation on it. Grr, what kind of a creep would ruin an antique for that? Yeah, that is kind of a mean thing to do. The thief in the photo taken by the security camera is missing his brooch. Yup. The thing is, there's no evidence that the photo was tampered with. It was definitely taken at 12:58 AM. I turned the tables at the trial today with the mystery of this missing brooch. I wonder if there's something more to this missing piece of costume jewellery. Oh, definitely. We still don't know exactly how it came off. Ah. Same thing. What about the statue? Nothing to say about that. The calling card. Remember, don't tell anyone about that emblem, okay, pal? Does the thief ever send these to the police? No, always to the victims. Up until now, the victims have always come to us looking for help, though. That's not what happened this time, you mean? You got that right, pal. Listen up, if you guys ever get one of these calling cards, I want you to come to us right away. Got me? Yeah, sure. Don't know why we would get one of those, but hey. I've still got no idea why Master Mask would go after a broken old pot like... I mean, this tasteful old family heirloom. Good point. Why go after a worthless piece of junk like... I mean, worthless in a good way. I mean, this is a first for the guy. Adrian Andrews hired Atme as security before the calling card even came. I wonder if that has anything to do with how things played out. Yeah, that is really interesting. So about this? Hey, thanks, pal. How did you know I had a sore throat anyway? Hey, what are you doing? Sorry, that thing's all smooth and shiny, so I thought it was a piece of candy or something. I can't believe you ate the whole thing in one go. I almost swallowed it too, pal. Oh, my poor Magatama. Oh my god. See, if you don't show everything to everyone, you miss out on stuff like that. Alright, tell us about the victim. Kane Bullard, age 48, CEO of KB Security. His body was found inside his safe. Detective Gumshoe, tell us more about Mr. Shane Bluebard. That's Kane Bullard, not Shane Bluebard, pal. Oh yeah. The victim in this case just doesn't make much of an impression on me. Well, you were the victim, up until Mr. Bullard was found dead. Yeah, and his body wasn't discovered until this morning. Anyway, we don't have enough information yet. Can you help us out? Sorry, I'm actually a little confused myself. For some reason, I'm just blabbing like an idiot right now. Okay, Nick, now is our chance to get more info about the victim, so hurry up and ask. Alright, we've got a new dialogue thing for that. Good. Yeah, Gumshoe's the best. If I ever have a sore throat from streaming, I know what to do. Phoenix ate a glass bottle, he can't say much. Yeah! Yes, actually. So true. The guy is a real puzzle if you ask me. Then maybe I should be asking you. Do you know something about him? Why would I know something? Well, it sure sounded like you two knew each other from the way you acted today. It's Mr. Godot that acts like he knows Nick, not the other way around. Exactly. You'd think I'd remember someone like him. I still say the whole thing's a bit suspect. Detective Gumshoe, what about this person? Sorry, pal. To be honest, my head is so full right now, it feels like it's gonna burst. Note to self, keep hair away from Gumshoe's head. Hair? His hair specifically. Alright, nothing to say about Adrian. Or Desiree. I always knew there was something suspicious about this guy. And I was right. It turned out that Damask was really that ace detective in disguise. You really thought that? Huh? Of course! It's the stone cold truth. Sooner or later, a guy like that always shows his true colours. Yeah, well I think we saw a little too much of his colours today. Yeah, I gotta agree with you on that one. I know I look a little rough around the edges, but the truth is, I'm a lot more detective-like than I used to be. Really? Like what part? Like the colour of my coat. Ah, you're right. Yeah, but what about what's inside the coat? I kind of feel sorry for him. He's kind of a sad young guy. We're talking about the defendant. Burn whatever you want, just not the hair, yeah. Yeah, and he seems to have a habit of always getting arrested prematurely. Well, it's just my personal opinion, but I think the police should have investigated the whole thing more carefully. You are the police. But weren't you the one that arrested him with a giant goofy smile on your face? Come on, we don't have time to start with that. Let's just leave it alone. Nothing to say about Pearl. You're such a familiar face to me now, you know? And now that I think about it, you're the real victim in this case, right? But for some reason, it's hard to think of you as a victim, pal. You're darn right I'm the victim. That was our most precious treasure. Precious treasure. Ha! You know, pal, I think I know why I can't think of you as a victim, ever. Well, she's not the victim anymore, so... Oh, that's Miss Mia Fey. Oh yeah, we've seen this dialogue. And Phoenix. Big goofy looking face. Alright, I think we're done here. Oh yeah, that's right, we can talk to him about the victim. Can you tell us some more about Mr. Bullard? He was the CEO of KB Security, right? What kind of company is it anyway? Well, the company basically sends security teams out to buildings to guard them. Mr. Bullard must have had the chance to learn a lot of secrets doing this kind of work. Oh? And? And... I don't know how to put this, but the guy was kind of a money robber. Really? Me too! I just love money. I can't ever get enough. Please stop leaning in towards me like that. You aren't getting to my wallet. Anyway, it looks like he did some pretty shifty stuff to earn his millions. Ah, so this is the guy who was probably selling the treasures that were stolen. If Nick ate the Magatama, doesn't that mean he can see secrets for the rest of his life? Maybe. Godot did escape from Hell. Pearls is channeling him. Hey Dashiku, how are ya? Oh, so that's my problem. I need to be shiftier. Let me go already. Apparently, he was involved in selling trade secrets between rival companies. Oh, that's pretty dirty and underhanded. Yeah. Oh, KB Security used to head security operations against Master Mask. What? Really? Yeah, and after screwing up so many times, the company's reputation really took a nosedive. So it really was Bullard who sent Ron the blackmail letter, huh? Okay. Security room. Good, thanks to Shiku. KB Security. Security guard office. Wow. This is really something else. For a security guard office, it sure doesn't feel very secure. KB Security Guard. Uh-oh. I just remembered. Larry might be... Hey, Nick! What's up? So he is here. Yo, how's it hanging, dude? And you got my sweet little Maya with you too. Hi, Larry. Here I was working my fingers to the bone. And in walks an angel. I've got no problems with the daytime date, it's all good. No, that's not what we're here for. We're investigating the Bullard murder case. Huh? Oh yeah, that's right. You're a lawyer, aren't you? He's so hopelessly clueless. Well, if it's about the murder case, boy have I got some good info for you. Really? What is it? Well, I don't mind sharing with my sweet little Maya. But Nick here is a different story. But Larry, I thought you two were old school buddies. That was then and this is now. What? So what's this good info you were talking about, Larry? Yeah, agreed. Larry is a screw-up. Which security guard do I prefer, Old Bag or Larry? I didn't mind Larry until the real creepy stuff last episode, so... I guess Old Bag? She's a bit of a stalkery person too, though. I don't know. Always blame the butts. Yeah, that's probably a pretty safe bet. Alright, I'm probably going to end the stream after we finish checking out this room and talking to Larry. Because my throat's getting pretty sore, so... This will be the break point in this investigation. So what's this good info you were talking about, Larry? Hey, I'm a guard, a pro. I can't just give away information for free. He wants a bribe? I thought professionals were more, I don't know, honest? Can you talk to him, Maya? Larry, tell us already. What's the good info? Hey, I like that. This kitten has got some claws. Okay, you really want to know? Yes, so tell me. Okay, so the thing is, Ron Delight was an employee here. And naturally, since I'm a pro, I looked into his background. Follow me. Yes, you're a pro. I follow you. Go on. Well, 1 year ago, Ron Delight was fired. Yeah, he was fired, okay. And there was no warning at all, it just happened all of a sudden. I know this is a small company, but I think that was pretty awful. I guess he must have done something bad to have gotten fired like that. Like maybe skipping out of work to go pick up hot chicks or something. No, that's just you. How did Larry mess up this time? Oh, did you want to know what he did yesterday, or...? This music's good. So what is it like to be a part-time security guard? Let me tell you, it's tough. Well, you know me. I get by alright, I guess. First, I have to keep my eye on these monitors. All the time. Monitors? There are security cameras set in each room around the building. It's really hard. Sometimes I feel like my eyes are gonna fall out. Oh. And if I see something suspicious, I have to contact one of the teams. What teams? The security teams for this company. They're supposedly the best in the business. But I'm no amateur either, so if it's something small, I don't bother calling them. So in other words, you basically watch TV screens all day long. Pretty much. How did Larry screw up this time? He exists. Yeah! Yeah, this music's good. Save in case he leaves after I talk to him about that. I'm always afraid of NPCs leaving before I get to badge them. You were in this office when the murder took place, weren't you? Why do you say that? This is just a part-time job for me, and I can't operate the equipment. And I'm dumb. Even if it is part-time and you are dumb, you're still in charge of security here. Hey, give me a break. Don't try to pin the whole thing on me. That's not fair, Nick. Huh? I don't think you can expect someone like him to take any responsibility. Anyway, the point is you were here that night, right? Oh god. God damn it, Larry. Oh no. I knew something smelled bad, and it was the butts after all. God damn it, Larry. Well, it's like I always say. That was then and this is now, okay? It looks like I'm gonna have to break its Cyclops after all. Oh, alright, let's have a look around. Wow, take a look at these things here. Hey Larry, what are they? Did you say, Hey man, it's not like I have to know what they are to do my job. I always thought they were just some kind of decoration or something. Oh boy. How did this guy ever get a job here anyway? Good question. Those screens there show what's going on all over the building. Everywhere. And it's my job to keep a steady eye on them. All of them. I wouldn't sound so smug if I were you. Can you watch regular TV on these too? If anyone would sit here and watch TV instead of working, it's Larry. Hey Maya, I'm a pro, okay? Besides, you can't get regular TV on it. There's so many thumbnails I want to do. I'm tempted to do the thumbnail of just Phoenix with the coffee cup on his face. And how do you know that, Larry? Because that was my first bit of investigation, if you know what I mean. I know what you're thinking. It was a professional investigation, alright? Jibbies. That's my workstation. Pretty cool, huh? I keep a steady eye on the monitors and use that mic for communicating. Look at all this equipment. It must be hard to operate. No biggie. I think there's an instruction manual somewhere in this room. Somewhere? Instruction manual? What are you going to do in an emergency? Well, I guess I'd start by calmly looking for the instruction manual. During that time, my partner, the old lady, would calmly look for her reading glasses. That's what us security professionals call teamwork. Even Maya and Pearls could run this place better. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Old lady, hey? Hey Larry, that's your jacket, isn't it? That's right. Did you know you hung it right on top of some kind of lever? Yeah, sure. I was told to never ever touch that lever. She scowled and huffed at me. Something terrible will happen if you do. Got it, Greenhorn? So, why hang your jacket on such an important lever? Because it got me curious. If the jacket's weight pulls a lever down, that's what they call an accident. Doesn't the suspense just kill you? Don't you want to know what'll happen, huh? Oh, you like the coffee head idea? Nice. Yeah, I think I'll go with that one. Wish we could go back and not save him in 1-1. It's true. It's killing me too. What about you, Nick? Yeah, but for a different reason. Oh, what's this? Something is written on this poster in fine print. A guard's 5 commandments. Wow, this sounds serious. Let's see what it says. Number 1, obey thy superior. 2, respect thy superior. 3, smile at thy superior. 4, salute thy superior. I like how she gets like more and more dismayed as she's reading. 5, buy donuts for thy superior upon command. It's signed Wendy Oldbag, head supervisor. Knew it. She's one tough old bird, let me tell you. Cross her and you come face to face with a real, genuine ray gun. Yeah, sounds scary, alright. Well, fortunately she's on vacation. That's why I'm so relaxed right now. Bim, bim, bim. That's my partner's seat. Your partner? Well, that's what I call her. She's my superior, actually. Kind of a weird old lady. There's tea spilled all over that machine, you know? Oh, don't worry about it. Just the other day I spilled some chocolate milk on mine. It still works fine, more or less. They really know how to build them, I guess. Oh yeah. Good music. Yeah, I think that's everything. Should I get my badge? Hey Larry, there's something I want you to look at. Hey Nick, I told you, I'm a pro, and you don't interrupt a pro when he's working. I don't have time to sit and chat with you, alright? Oh, is that right? Oh, naturally I've got time for you though, Maya. We're gonna have to squeeze this guy if we want to get more info out of him, huh? I doubt he'll wanna... yeah. Alright, let's talk about me! Oh, okay. I don't think we can talk about anyone. Alright. Actually, this is where we're supposed to get an achievement. Hang on. Got an alt tab, gotta look for achievements. Donuts. Yeah, now I want some donuts. We went to the supermarket today. They were out of donuts. It's a tragedy, I tell you. Okay, so I have to investigate certain things here. Okay, I think I've investigated everything. I'm not sure why the achievement hasn't unlocked. Oh, it did. Okay, I just didn't see it. I got the achievement. Smells like old bag. Examine everything with even a whiff of old bag on it. That's a weird thing to call that achievement, honestly. Honestly. Are you in thinking pose while reading achievement list for thumbnail? Alright, well I guess we're done here. Actually, I'll just see. We'll present the Magatama and we'll see. We'll just get an idea of the start of this one. The night of the crime. I bet he was on a date or something, wasn't he? I bet he had a girl in here. On the night of the crime, were you working hard like you were supposed to? What? Huh? Of course I was. Why wouldn't I have been? But didn't you sneak out of work just yesterday to go see Mr. Light? But that was that, and this is this. Is there any chance that you snuck out of work last night too? Never! I didn't sneak out. I tell you what, I'll even bet you $1. $1? Wow, now that's confidence. What's with that drenched in the rain puppy look on your face? Do you have evidence that I left my position, or are you just pulling my chain? The evidence that Larry was not manning his station when the murder happened is... yeah, I don't think we have anything like that. Maybe the buzzer went off, but he wasn't here. Is that what we're gonna go with? Let's try that. Phew! I was scared for a minute. Larry seems pretty relieved. Alright, that wasn't it. But I tell you, I'm not relieved. I'll even bet you 70 cents. I'm going to break these Cyclops if it's the last thing I do. What's with that baby who had his favourite toy taken away from him look on your face? That's a very specific thing. Yeah. Don't know if we have that yet. They tend to give you Cyclops before you can break them, so... Alright, I think we're done for today. Maybe. If I get stuck, I'll come back and just try and show him everything. Thanks for the stream. It was a delight. Aw, thanks, Tag. Alright, well. I shall play more of this next time, because I'm really enjoying this game. It's good not remembering everything, and just kind of having to actually work things out. That's, you know, that's the idea of this game anyway. Alright, anyone streaming today? Oh my god, this music's so good! Dark Twinge is doing some Picross, so I'll raid him. I'll send you all over there. Thank you all very much. / raid Dark Twinge. And I'll have some food and rest my throat, and I'll see you all next time. See yous!